Yo, what up? I'm Chaz, and this is
the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Whatever. Chill. Yo, here's a way not to talk to chicks. Check out this total nerd.
I masturbated today. Did I mention I have a sex swing?
Yo, this is how a guy who's super legit is balls talks to chicks.
I like Joe very much. Do you like Joe? I think Joe's interesting as well. Yeah, you want to get it on with Joe? We can have a Joe sandwich.
Gary, what are you talking about? Are you being nice to a young lady?
Mind your own business, homo. I'm spitting game.
Typical Joe.
Yo, here's a list of things that super aren't tight.
Free Beer.
He's a perfect example of what is not tight.
Hot Wings.
So what's it like being like a total dweeb?
Eric Zane.
Thighs, and tries.
Producer Joe. And Steve.
Yo, what's with your wardrobe? So, maybe, somebody want to know? Because I don't give a shit. But, maybe, two people out there want to know, how you guys got started.
Well, back in 1997, when Freebeer and I got together to do the show, it was an afternoon show, and at that time there were a lot of shows in the market.
Oh, my God. These guys are so boring.
It's time for the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Probably the worst thing that I've ever heard. It doesn't make any sense. You're an embarrassment. Really. It's pathetic. It's complete and total crap. If you had taken a poo on a CD and, handed it to me steaming and hot, you could have gotten further along.
The f*** do you know, fat ass?
Oh, you mean anal?
Boy, you're the luckiest man in the world.
It's Friday.
She smells like fish.
It's the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. But Free Beer, Hot Wings, and Eric Zane. Joe and Steve here. Joe back from assignment in Akron, Ohio.
Hey.
About that later. You can email idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com. As always, you can call 1-800-947-3979. Probably said that twice already.
There was an awesome war that took place. Struggle of wills at my residence.
Yeah?
Again, this all goes back to Hot Wings. I said my prayer hoping that you would have a little beautiful baby girl. Denied when you announced another boy on the way. Because, man, holy crap. I'm at home. My wife leaves with my son and my youngest child, my daughter. So it's me and the middle child, my daughter, Jackie, at home. No biggie. I'm eating my lasagna at the dinner table. She's watching TV in the lower level, not far away. She has this terrible thing where she snaps her gum. Makes a terrible noise.
Okay. That's like a stereotype of teenage girls and annoying
really
to dads. Because I know my sisters did it to my dad, and I've seen it on TV.
Yeah, it's something you'd see in Greece.
Right.
I don't know what it is, but
she's sitting there, and Diane hasn't left yet. And, by the way, Diana for the whole world. Apparently, I'm the only person that calls her Diane. That's not her name.
Yeah, that was so confusing when we first met you.
Yeah.
Diana, I don't know. It's an extra syllable. It's an extra step. I'm too lazy to say Diana. Diane. Anyway, so pop, pop, pop. Jacqueline, please, don't do that anymore. I've told you a million times. Typical.
Yeah.
Okay. Diane's still there. About 1 minute later, pop, pop, pop. I go, uh-oh, boy. Tell her again. Getting pissed. Diana hasn't even left yet. Again, it happens. This is in about 2 minutes. Pardon me. I don't feel well today. I'm sick.
Does she do it knowingly, or is it just habit at this point?
It's habit, but the problem is, when it's a habit, it's still not excusable to me.
Right. I guess what I was saying was she's not doing it to spite you.
Nope. No, she's
but it's
not.
She's still
a problem.
Awareness should last more than 30 seconds after you say.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way.
Right.
She wouldn't do that in her classroom.
Yeah, you're right.
And if she did, and the teacher said something, she'd be scared S-less.
Right.
So, same rules apply.
Yeah.
Third time happens. Okay. At this point, Donna leaves. She does it a fourth time, and she does it a fifth time. After the fourth time, I said, if you do that again, you have to spit the gum out. No, I just put it in my mouth. I go, we don't have a problem if you don't do that again. If you do that again, I'm going to stick my finger and dig into your mouth and get that gum out of your mouth. No. She says no. She said no to me twice now. Wow. She pops it again. Spit it out. No. Again, she says no to my face.
I'm actually uncomfortable. Because I'm thinking back to when I was that age, if I had done that.
So now it's beyond snapping the gum. Now it's disrespect.
Bigger issue.
Now we've got a problem. I start to walk downstairs. My kids have this tendency, when I approach them, to act like I'm going to punch them squarely in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I can't remember the last time I did anything to my kids. Physically.
Mm-hmm.
Spank, grab, push against the wall, get in their face, any of that. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I have no recollection of it. She starts to cower like mommy dearest. And I go, knock it off. I go, I'm coming down here to tell you to spit the gum out.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking through gritted teeth, the whole 9 yards. She doesn't want to walk by me. She doesn't want to cross my path. I'll go in Jim's room and spit it out. But before that, she said, no, it was a big drama session. Oh, my God. Spits the gum out. She's freaking out. She's yelling at me. She's screaming. It's out of hand. Okay. So she continues to act like that. I said, all right, I've had it. Go to your room. She's screaming at me all the way up the stairs. You're grounded. I get I don't care. Oh, God, that was useless. That is not going to work. She doesn't even mind. I don't care. Door slam. Continues to mouth off. I'm getting more and more pissed. All right. Plan B. Because, okay. And then so I'm eating back to eating my meal. I hear her come out of her room. She's wandering around from room to room, going to the bathroom, getting her stuff ready for the next day. I go, hey, I said get in your room, and that means stay in your room. No, I'm getting stuff ready for tomorrow. Okay, again. I go, all right, at this point, I go, okay, she keeps telling me no. She's completely talking back to me. It's like I'm some loser that she has no respect for.
Like you're the substitute teacher.
Right.
Yeah.
So I go, and clearly the whole grounding thing was useless. All right. I remember what a friend told me. I go upstairs, I go, give me the phone. Give me your phone. I want your phone. Oof. Oh, boy. Now that was a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Grounding, forget it. Give me your phone now. Now it's on.
Yeah.
She starts freaking out, screaming, no, my God, no. I go in there and I grab the phone. All sorts of drama. She keeps screaming at the top of her lungs. I'm afraid somebody's going to call the cops. I go, if you say, give me your phone one more time, for every time you say it, I'm going to add another day on that I keep your phone. She said it again. I go, 2 days. Even more. Okay. So I go take a shower. I can still hear her while I'm in the shower screaming. Oh, my gosh. You see why I pray to Jesus now, Hot Wings? Why I want this to happen to you? I want these things to happen to you, but it's not going to because you decided you're going to have a boy.
I grew up with sisters, man. I know what this is.
I know, but you weren't a dad.
But I didn't.
You were a brother.
But I wasn't the doler out of
right.
justice.
That's why I wanted you to be part of this. And God dissed me and said, no.
Yeah.
He will have a boy.
That is true. I'm sure having two boys less than 20 months apart will provide its own unique, hilarious challenges over the course of the year.
Wait, I'm not done. Hold on. Before we jump into that realm, I just wanted to... I get out of the shower. She's quieted. But, wait a minute. Let me backtrack. After I told her the first day I'm taking the phone, she started screaming at me again. So I tried to get back into her room, and I go to open the door, and she's on the other side of it, and she pushes it shut on me, and it hit me right in the face. I mean, right here in the cheek. I mean, whammo. Oh. And I immediately recalled, did not freak out, did not grab her by the hair. I wanted it.
Because I think that moment alone would have made me furious.
Yeah. I actually wanted to hold her hair on the top of the head and drive her head towards my fist while I was punching her face.
Like pro wrestling punches.
Right. Did not. abuse the child in any way, though I would have been happy if she was abducted at that moment. I was saying, please, I am praying right now for a home invasion and abduction.
Screens off the window.
I want Jessica Smart incident, but more aggressive right now. I want to be tied up, and I want someone to take her immediately. That's what you think of when you're in a rage.
Yeah.
You think of these crazy thoughts. So I was again denied, no abduction. And then she quieted down, and I was like, okay, well, all right, I got this phone here, but I don't feel good. I feel bad. I don't like it. But I didn't do anything wrong. I was trying to get the point across. You can't talk to me that way. That's what I was most pissed about.
Right.
So eventually, thank God, she came around and said, I'm sorry. So I gave her the phone back. I couldn't bear. I couldn't let it go any further.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't be that much of a hard ass.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I did the right thing. Deep down, I don't think I did. I think I should have kept that phone away from her. But I don't know. I'm not positive.
I don't know. Hard to say.
There's harmony right now, and generally she's a good kid. I mean, actually, most of the time she's a good kid. And the only problem I have with her is her mouth and being aggressive. But other than that, there's no problems. She's not a cutter. She doesn't have an eating disorder. She doesn't do drugs. She's not like sexting kids. We check her phone all the time. Everything seems in order. Just this one little flaw. Normal, I guess. I'm thinking that's normal. So I don't know if I should have kept that phone or not. I'm battling with myself, but I felt terrible.
I don't know. It sounds like a pretty good warning shot. But if something happens again and you take the phone, you cannot give it back no matter how much she doe-eyes you and says, I'm sorry. But I think in that case, that was all right.
Because next time you can say, look, I gave it back to you last time, and that clearly didn't work. So I appreciate that you're sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to follow up. Hey, a little follow-up on last night's fiasco, just so you know. If you talk to me like that again, I am not, no matter what you say, I am not going to give you that GD phone back. And I'm actually going to hire somebody to abduct you.
You know how a lot of cell phone companies have like a family plan? They should have it like so on that the mom and dad's phone. Like you can have master phones that you could go to an app on your smartphone and go, oh, okay, yeah. Let me just contact whatever service. I will press this button, and your phone will be discontinued at no charge to me for 6 days.
What a genius thing.
Yeah, and it's no charge to me. It doesn't save me money, but your phone won't work until I press this button on this app, which is passcode protected.
Oh,
that'd be great.
That would be a great app. You go to your little phone network, your family phone network, and go Jackie Channel off.
Yep. Oh, you may keep your phone.
Here you go.
But I will not pay for service.
You can use it as a calculator.
Yep.
Enjoy that.
You may play Brick Attack. You may calculate. And you may dial 911 in the case of emergency. You'll note that all other keypad buttons don't work.
She'd call 911.
Just to get you.
Yeah. He's killing me. My dad's on top of me.
Back to Hot Wings having two boys. One of my friends was listening the other night when... or the other day, rather, when Hot Wings revealed that, and he was laughing about Zane saying, please have a baby girl. And then when you announced you were having a boy, he sort of scoffed to himself because he has sons that are separated by 16 months.
Oh, my gosh.
And the oldest is 6. And the two of them he referred to as a tag team of destruction, always willing the other to do the wrong thing. Each of them is good themselves, but they always are talking the other one, and it's not always the same. It's not always older talking to younger. Mm-hmm. But it's maybe one time one's going, hey, you should do this. And they're constantly destroying things. And overall, again, you would describe them as good kids. Well, I've met them, well-mannered.
Yeah.
But the combination of the two.
Yeah, girls have drama. Boys have... they like to investigate things and then break them.
Never had a problem. Not a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
Most easygoing kid. My son.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping, but I've heard plenty of people that have boys that are in relative close age like that they can be real partners in crime.
Or they could hate each other, like
They might.
my friends down the road.
Not out of the question.
Scott and Troy Breesbo, they would be friends 94% of the time, and the other 6%, I actually saw them have baseball bat fights. And they were really fights. Like, I'm going to kill you with this baseball bat. Please don't. Swinging bats, the clang of the bats smashing together. Good block.
Farm justice.
It was farm justice. I'm going to push you into the machinery.
Head. That's real audio from one of those fights.
I'm going to throw a hay bale off the top of the barn on your head.
That didn't happen, as a matter of fact. Coming up in the next segment, there's a finale for a TV show on Sunday. And I wonder if the excitement is still strong for this finale that's on the way. That's next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wing Show.
To get on with the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show, have something interesting to say.
It sounds like a bunch of metal just big crunch, and it's like an echo and stuff. It's like 4 or 5 cars hit.
Or be a huge idiot.
1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com. So Sunday night is a fairly major television finale.
Gotta be Survivor.
Of a season.
Gotta be Survivor.
Nope, not Survivor.
No?
Okay, so not a series, just the season.
Yeah, it's not the final episode ever. It is the last episode of
the event
this season. No, that went off this past Monday was the last one.
I got three episodes left to watch, or 2.5.
It's one of those 3-month hiatuses, right? Something like that.
I don't think so.
Is it?
No,
I thought it was.
It.
Oh, okay.
Oh, on the event?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Yeah. Nope, this one is The Walking Dead. The first season finale comes to a conclusion on Sunday night. Now, we talked about that show a lot, and I think we all watched the premiere.
Well, not all of us.
How, you didn't see it?
No.
You watched it, didn't you, Zane?
I did, and I'm apprehensive because I have a terrible set of timing to watch the rest of it because it has to be like during the day. Because I can't watch it before I go to bed because it just, the anxiety level gets so damn high with zombies eating. God, man, and my son was watching it, and there was a couple of clips where the zombies get a person, and just how they start feasting on them and just ripping out hunks of
the innards.
Oh, it is terribly graphic.
Yeah.
Terribly.
So have you seen like 1-2 episodes?
Yeah.
I saw the premiere, and I liked it. I went, yeah, I got to watch this. And then, like Zane, for similar reasons, I have to be in the exact right mood to watch it. And I don't want to watch it right now. I'm eating lunch.
Yeah.
If I don't want to watch it now, I'm going to bed in an hour.
It's too much.
Yeah.
I am too much of a wuss. Joe, you've watched every episode, I'll bet.
Yeah, all but 15 minutes of last Sundays.
Is it still awesome? Because ratings-wise, it's been a runaway hit for AMC.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It's been a really smash.
Good. It's not lost its ratings.
No.
Yeah, I still love it.
It pulls it right out of you, man.
It's still graphic.
Has there been good plot twists? Because after the novelty of how graphic it is on television wears off, is the plot good? Well, like I'm saying, should I watch it on demand? Do I need to commit to this?
Yeah, for sure. I think you would like it. It's held my attention. I don't think it's become crappy.
They talked about how this has been an ongoing graphic novel for a long time.
Yeah.
There is a long story, and somebody who listens
got
to the
a lot
show,
to work with, right?
When we talked about this last time, said, "Oh yeah, there's so much left on this story. You wouldn't believe it. It's never, ever, ever stale, according to the reader of the graphic novel."
I mean, I can't see how they could draw it out at this point. I can't see that, but they have. I mean, it's still good to me. So, as long as they keep doing it, I'm not gonna wonder, when it'll get bad.
Yeah.
I'm not going to worry about that.
Zane, you mentioned Survivor. My wife and I watched Wednesday's episode last night. And on there, people are familiar with Survivor. People get voted out, try to win $1 million. Been on for like 21 seasons now, literally.
And some are like twice a year, right?
That one, there are
21 years.
There are Right. There are 2 seasons a year. There were 3 seasons a year the first couple years because they did summers, fall, spring.
The first year, 98, 97?
I think 2000.
2000?
Yeah, because I only know that because we watched the finale in Knoxville after watching the first few episodes in Omaha, and that's when we moved. But there was a woman on there named Nayanka, and Nayanka was from, like, Compton. Okay. And she made that very clear. And if they had said, hey, let's get a stereotype of a young, angry black woman, then this would have been the one you would have gotten.
Girl, get out of my face with that crazy stuff.
She made it 28 days, and she decided to quit.
Yeah.
And when being questioned about whether or not she should quit, actually 2 people quit on the same day. Neither of them were voted out. They both just said, the one said, Jeff, I want to quit after a challenge to the host, Jeff Probst.
Yeah.
And he was like, what? And then another girl goes, yeah, Jeff, me too. And he legitimately seemed pissed.
Oh, I'm sure,
when he put out their flame, as they do, very cheesy, he said, you want to go? Get out of here. like
really?
A strange brand of Jeff Probst tough talk, which would kind of make me feel like a douche because he seems pretty laid back. Like when we talk to him and stuff, he's a nice guy.
But he's a glorified game show host.
Yeah.
You can't be dressed down by a game show host.
And he's like,
without feeling like a douche.
He's saying things like, if you always want to be labeled a quitter, go ahead and quit.
Well,
quitter.
How do you spell her name, you said?
Naonka, I think. So here's what she said. She said, when he said, well, why do you want to quit? She said, well, I've proved to myself that I can do it. Let's see. They've got some audio here. Let's see if
Let's get down to the decision. Right now, Naonka, you have a 1 in 9 shot at $1 million. Yes or no? Are you going to stay in this game and fight for a shot to win it, or are you going to quit?
I'm going to quit.
Purple Kelly.
No.
You going to stay and fight, or are you going to quit?
Yeah.
I'm going to quit.
That's terrible. I wish they would have given us some more of her talking.
Well, what she said was, amongst the justifications, was that, well, it's very cold, and some of the stuff, I guess, makes sense, because it's been really rainy and cold and stuff like that. And she has anemia, and apparently when she's cold, her joints get very sore. But then she said this, you know, I'm the last African American on the show, and that says something. And I looked at my wife and I go, no, it doesn't. There's no reward for being. It's not like this was a racist show and being African. This show's all inclusive.
Because somebody told it to you.
And I think they started with 2, at most 3 black people.
Mm-hmm.
The Asian girl, or the Asian American girl in the first episode could have said, whew, I made it. I'm the last Asian American girl out of none.
Right.
Black people
have enough. It just seemed like a strange statement to make. I can't imagine that anyone else would have been like, yeah, you go, girl.
Well, I'll tell you what, in this day and age, black people have enough against them in terms of society and basically, for lack of a better term, being held down by the man than to get in their own way. Why would you cripple yourself and any more with your own stupidity and your own arrogance and your own overinflated ego when you've got so much? You're already rolling it uphill. Well, don't make it harder on yourself.
Yeah, and this particular woman, she did strange, stupid things, selfish, crazy things.
Don't ask me nothing. Did Tawana tell you that?
Good TV, though. Good drama.
Oh, I'm sure.
But what a strange statement to make. Well, I'm the last African American. Really?
Whatever.
Congratulations.
Yeah. You don't get a prize for that.
Hey, I'm the only person from California left, so I've got that going for me. I mean, it's the same thing.
I'm the last Ohio native, so I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah.
What? You don't get a prize for that.
What race of people do you think is the most proud? It's got to be black people, hands down.
The most proud?
The ones most likely to say, hey, I'm an African American. I'm a Native American.
Oh boy, I don't know.
I'm a Chinese American.
There's a few Italians.
I'm an Italian American.
Italians and Irish, maybe.
That's
no,
I
think even more Italian. I think Italians for sure.
As opposed to just saying, I'm Italian. I'm African. You will never hear a black guy say, yeah, well, because their skin color obviously is different.
It's kind of apples and oranges, though, because you could have black
because...
Italians who would be like, yeah, I mean, it's not as common, but
that would be sweet.
I mean, I'm sure there are black people from Italy.
African American and an Italian American get
so
married.
It's kind of apples and oranges. I mean,
it's not quite the same.
What race is most proud, and we said Italians. That's not really the right answer. It's a nationality.
Okay,
right.
Well, let's go back to nationality then.
Nationality? Oh, it's definitely
What nationality is most likely to say, I'm an Italian American, I'm an Irish American?
Oh, yeah. I think definitely Italians.
Yeah, Italian.
Least likely, German.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, no one wants to hear it. Well, I'm a proud German American. Okay,
I don't
Hitler.
think I've ever heard anybody say the term German American.
That's the thing. I mean, you look at a lot of last names. There's plenty of Germans. I'm German. Free Beer's German. But, you know, and there's been some nice contributions to society, but at the same time, the food kind of sucks, and then we've got those world wars.
Never heard of that?
So, Oktoberfest. That's the only good thing.
Russian American? Have you ever heard anybody say, I'm a Russian American?
No.
That's impossible. It doesn't exist.
No, that's true.
They just say, I'm Russian.
Or American, yeah.
Or just don't say anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whereas you have no one, like Italians will hang out a flag from Italy. Sometimes, even if they're second, third, fourth generation. I don't think Hot Wings, because you have some German heritage, I don't think you're going to throw the old German flag up in your yard to celebrate Oktoberfest.
Though oddly enough, somebody gave me one once.
How about
really?
I have a German flag, but no, I mean it's in the little plastic wrapper that it came in. I go, I kind of like it, but I don't know what to do with it.
What about an English American? Somebody from England is an English American.
Yeah.
Or a British American.
A British American.
A British American. That sounds great.
It doesn't happen.
Well, you don't need to because it's too close to already being the same other than accent. I mean,
I think anything American needs to be dropped. You're either American or you're Italian, and it doesn't matter what you say. Who cares? I'm an Italian.
Yeah, no, you're not. You're from Kansas.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know. You could say, you could say my parents were Italian. So I'm Italian. But I was born here.
Hmm? Come on. And you're from here.
Yeah. Either or.
Flashback on the way. The discovery that Benny Hill music makes everything okay.
Oh, for sure.
Boy, does it.
Stuff. That's on the way. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
Okay, turn over the radio really loud.
All right.
Okay. Nate, you said is 2?
Mm-hmm. He's 2.
Do you think he repeats things?
He does.
Nate, say Mom has a stinky beaver.
Flashback today starts out with the revelation that Benny Hill music makes everything happy. This is Scott in New Hampshire. Hi, Scott.
Hey, guys. I just want to say I love your show.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I've been a listener just after Imus left.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But last Friday, you guys played the Duck Call Prodigy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've tried to call a couple times, but it's hard to get in.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I got to laughing really hard over that because you guys started off with the Duck Call Prodigy clip, and then that turned right into the Benny Hill theme song.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I remember from when I was a kid. Well, I was pulling into my mother's house. I work on the road, so I was pulling into my mother's house for a quick stop. Mm-hmm. And when I pulled in, she saw me laughing, although she didn't think I was laughing.
Mm-hmm.
I was laughing so hard it was just one long exhale. She saw me through the window and she thought I was gasping for air, and she thought I was in trouble.
She thought you were like having a heart attack or really? some sort of fit.
She apparently didn't forget what it was like to be a mother in panic. She called 911.
She did?
You're kidding. Oh, my God. She thinks you're gasping for air and she calls 911.
Your mother called 911 because of our comparison of a youth duck caller with Benny Hill saxophone music.
Correct.
That is awesome. We have to play it. This is what it was.
This is what it was. And don't do anything. Don't laugh in front of anybody because you might get 911 called on you again in case you lose it, okay? This is what that was.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Greg Jr. doing his duck.
Awesome, yeah!
That didn't sound like a duck.
Sounds like a bad saxophone player.
That's a duck? That's not what the ducks sound like by my house. Yep, this is a duck noise. Everybody do it again.
Keep going.
I was getting into that. I wanted you to keep going.
That was amazing.
It was like it was written together.
All right, I'm going to do it again, just because I liked it. Keep going.
My favorite is the last two. Scott, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good now. I was covering my mouth while I was laughing. Nobody would see me.
That is funny. Thank you, Scott.
Not a problem, thanks.
Buddy. That's funny.
Yeah.
Joe actually sent us a video. Joe, maybe you could post that link. Oops.
Yeah, I just sent it to Zane. It's really funny.
Yeah, it's a YouTube video called "Adding Benny Hill to Anything Makes It Funny." Is that what that is?
This is one of those trends that there are certain things that get started on YouTube, and everybody starts to do their own, and they see who. It's sort of a one-upsmanship. Like I stumbled on another version of this where people do the smash-ups of movies and trailers, and I watched The Dark Knight Toy Story 2 mashup trailer.
Yeah.
Where they've got all the vocals and all the audio is from The Dark Knight, but the characters are Woody and Buzz Lightyear. And it's actually they're extremely well done. They've got them for Saving Private Ryan and Pulp Fiction, and it's just like the Bert and Ernie Sesame Street thing set to Casino.
Yeah, I just watched that the other day.
Casino is my wife's favorite movie, and I thought she was going to wet herself laughing at Bert and Ernie calling each other MFers and everything else. But this is the theory that anything can be funny if you add Benny Hill music to it, and this is actually a public service announcement for landmines.
And it starts out with girls playing soccer?
Yeah, you'll see.
Okay. Bouncing on our head.
Let's go.
It's a slow burn.
Girls getting ready for the big soccer game.
Both teams kind of milling around.
12 and 13-year-olds
saying bye to mom.
Playing. The game starts.
Yeah, the game started.
Kicking the ball.
Come on! Go! Good luck! Come on, Stace!
Goal! Somebody got a goal.
It gets blown up. The landmine in the field.
Soccer players laying everywhere with their legs blown off. Everybody's screaming and running.
Everyone's terrified.
One girl is obviously dead. Does this happen?
I mean, I'm serious. Is this a concern? Is this what? Did I say something dumb? I did something stupid, didn't I?
No, that was a perfectly legitimate question. Are there landmines on kids' soccer fields? Is this a problem? It's a growing threat in America.
You mean to tell me? Oh, I'm not going to talk anymore.
See this? I mean, it's on the news every weekend. I mean, we talked about it last week, how tragic it was.
You're stupid.
I know. You don't need to tell me. Oh, I know
it. You know, it's the same people who put razor blades in apples.
The point of it. Son of a bitch.
You know, it's funny. I asked the same question the first time I actually saw Benny Hill. I thought, is this a concern? Or are we all going to all of a sudden live our lives sped up to crazy music?
I mean, it was a soccer field in the middle of wherever USA. It couldn't have been more pedestrian. And, yeah, the thought actually went into my head that there are landmines on soccer fields.
Oh, my God, there's public service announcements. It must be an epidemic.
The point of the whole PSA is, would we stand for landmines if they happened in the United States? It's to point out how absurd it is that it would never happen.
Oh, now I get it.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing.
Is this something we should be concerned about?
I said it. Is it? No, it was.
Does
this happen? And everybody looked at me like, uh-oh.
That was right up there.
What's up, Joe?
That was right up there with Griffins Are Real and oh my gosh, we caught a jackalope and...
Oh, we should have let you run with it. You would have gone home today. Jackie, I'm sorry, but you can't play soccer anymore.
You cannot play girls soccer anymore because
I saw something on YouTube.
This could happen.
Not until we find a kid from the neighborhood to walk around all the soccer field to make sure. Some kid we don't like.
Wow, that was classic. You can't fake that stuff. Jesus.
I can't wait to show you more YouTube things.
I have a feeling that will be replayed a few times.
Nope. No, this was the only.
Except replaced a few times with 1 million times.
Every opportunity possible.
Remember that YouTube clip that was going around for a while with the car that was driving and then a zombie popped out?
Mm-hmm.
That's a growing concern, is it popping out zombies.
That scared the hell out of me.
That's actually, they actually put that in so that you know that there's a leak.
Ooh, what's this video?
Yeah, what is
Somebody
this?
just sent this to us.
Yeah. It said some video coming.
Supposed to be funny.
A car driving down a nice wooded road down a hill. It's like a commercial of some type.
Yeah, we'll put this up on the internet.
And this friend, so you haven't seen it?
No, I've seen it.
You did. Oh my God! Oh my God! Don't that suck, man. Funny.
Our goblin's a big concern.
Yeah.
God, that one was.
Is this
rough.
happening?
Even when you.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Don't that suck, man.
You know, my favorite is
when you were showing me this landmine one, I was waiting for something to jump. I'm still traumatized by that deal. Still, I was in the back of my head. Did you see me? I actually positioned myself backward. It got me far enough from the screen so I could analyze it and ask if this really is a concern.
Is that happening?
Is this happening?
Oh, that was remarkable.
That was something.
Wow. Obviously, with your grasp of reality, we need to take your word for it on those Kevin Love trick shots. You clearly know the difference between fiction and reality.
Indeed.
That was awesome.
God, I'm delighted.
Me too.
I feel so good
That
today.
was glorious.
I feel quite silly.
I feel so good that it's as if a higher power told me to send that video last night so that we could play it today.
Well, and just think
happen.
how awesome it was that worked out. If I forget the gentleman's name who called from New Hampshire who had 911 called because he was laughing at duck calls Benny Hill. If he doesn't call and we don't get to his phone call, there's no reason. I don't know that we would have ever brought up that PSA.
No, I just thought it was hilarious.
Yes. And so here we sit.
God wanted you to look stupid.
After another piece of magic shines down from the heavens and bestows upon the terrestrial airwaves, thank you for the caller in New Hampshire who led us to this wonderful thread. Damn it. Oh, boy, do I feel like a dope.
Blessed us all today, except for you, Eric.
No, I can see the blessing in this. I always see the blessing of a good bit, Joe. And that I am a boob. And everyone is laughing at me. And that means we're all winners, aren't we?
I think so.
I feel pretty good about us.
I feel great.
F.
The Sportier Than Thou Challenge comes up in the next segment.
Now when we get done with it.
The Benny Hill music really works.
Works for everything.
Should use it on the nightly news.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? A sad story from Chile today.
Yeah.
Blast it out. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Normally, when I am this depressed, I binge on some good old American comfort food. Some hot dog pie, maybe a baseball sandwich, and always on the side, a heaping order of freedom fries. You can feel the liberty coat your arteries.
This is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Hey, man, is that Freedom Rock? Yeah, man. Well, turn it up, man.
JD in Nashville. JD, what do you say?
I want to tell y'all that I ain't voting for nobody that don't say freedom enough.
I want to assure you, we're going to fight for America.
Freedom ain't free beer.
We have to fight for our freedoms also.
Fight for freedom. Hot wings.
We have to fight for our freedoms also.
You gotta eat freedom fries. You gotta eat freedom Fritos, Joe.
We have to fight for our freedoms also.
Fritos, Joe.
Freedoms also.
Freedom, 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 freedom. Freedom, 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 freedom.
Freedom is always just one generation away from extinction.
It's time for the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
I've been looking for freedom.
It's Friday. It's the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. Free Beer, Hot Wings, and Eric Zane. 3 hosts. 2 producers. Joe's back. Steve is here. Steve will be gone Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
Bud Ed Lautner is here. Screening phone calls. Back from his trip as well. Welcome to everybody. 1-800-947-3979.
I think first and foremost, Joe's trip, which will be discussed throughout the show, we could spend every single break talking about what happened when this magical sound was created. Oh, boy.
That's when Butthead Lautner was antiqued.
Wakey, wakey.
Wakey, wakey.
Butthead?
BL.
You and I and Steve were talking about that off the air just a few minutes ago. You are a slow riser, true?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so at that point, as we're watching, it looks like you're dazed and confused. Is that an accurate description?
That is very accurate. I had no idea what happened.
Oh, dude, that was terrific.
The fact that, like, when I don't have any idea what happened, but all of a sudden I'm awake when a moment earlier I was sleeping, I tend to freak out.
Ooh.
I think a lot of people do. So your reaction is, being so benign is, I think, impressive.
Dude, that was amazing.
God forbid you have a fire and the smoke alarm go off. You'll sit there and burn.
The noise, just everything about that video is incredible.
The exhale when all the flour shoots out in the air.
Yeah, that was excellent, man. People are really digging that thing.
That was something. Man, did you get walloped.
You can see that video in show videos at freebeerandhotwings.com.
Basically, and if you're not familiar with antiquing, and you weren't listening yesterday, Joe got the fact that you were on the way to Cleveland or Akron, and you pulled off the road and stopped at a store where you could buy a big ass bag of flour on the down low, so that dude wouldn't know.
It was perfect.
And then the video, we see this enormous handful of flour. Probably a third of the bag is somehow in your hand.
So much
It's
flour.
a mountain of flour.
Dude.
And then you have he's sound asleep, and a video camera in your other hand. You train it right on him, and then with your other hand, you drop the hammer with this enormous antiquing. Jeez. That was great.
It happened twice, too. We didn't talk about it yesterday.
No?
But I got him again.
Did you videotape the second one?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. Wasn't as good.
No.
Wasn't as good, because he wasn't sleeping. I was sitting there, and I'm like, I want to do that again.
Yeah. Well, because you sent me a text, and it said, I got him once. Should I do it again? And my response was, of course.
Yeah.
No offense, BL. That's why I've said yes to anyone.
He's in the shower, and I'm like, well, this is kind of perfect. I'll just wait for him to open the door and poof, again. But he I was like hiding around the corner, and he came out, he saw me, he knew something was up, so I just walked out and I threw it right at him. It's still all over.
Would have hit him in the face?
Oh my gosh.
So what'd you do? Go back in the shower?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to go back in the shower. This is BL's reaction, or what it could have been. Instead, he just went and sat there.
Well, there's a lot to talk about Joe's trip. We'll probably wait and talk about in about a half hour.
That is great.
That happened on Joe's trip when we weren't on the air.
Yes.
And then also, if you missed the moment when he delivered the car, we'll have that for you in about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Terrific.
There was even some, getting back, Joe, you rented a car.
Yeah.
There was some sort of fiasco you'll tell us about later this hour as well.
Yeah, there was a hiccup.
That's no fun.
All right. Good deal.
Talking about in the shower. Joe, did you watch the latest episode of, you're the only other person I know who watches it, at least on the show, Ultimate Fighter? Probably didn't last night because it aired Wednesday night. There's one of the guys who is a finalist, name is Nam Fan. And of all the people that have ever been on the Ultimate Fighter, no one has ever looked less like a fighter than Nam Fan. And for some reason, they divide the people in the house, if you've never seen it, into teams to train together. But the fact of the matter is, it's every man for himself. And he was the only person who made the Final Four from his own team. For some reason, be it his personality or everyone else's, the rest of his team decided they hate him.
Okay.
So they stopped training with him.
Yeah.
And they started making fun of him all the time. They blamed him for they said he was conniving and that he was someone who talked trash behind people's back. But the big scene, the big house hijinks was when one of them thought he was cleaning his pipes in the shower. So they all went in, burst in when he was in there, and then they all started laughing in his face because they claimed they caught him beating it.
Oh, really?
And I don't know why, but that made for some very uncomfortable television.
Oh, man.
Well, of course.
Because now the poor guy immediately grabs a towel and puts it over his junk, which I think a lot of people would do whether you were engaging in that activity or not. Because all of a sudden there's 7 men in there going,
oh, my God. Yeah, what a bunch of meatheads.
They are.
All those sports like that.
There are
stupid people.
There are typically exceptions, but it seems like I hate most of the people who go on that show. There's always a few where I'm like, well, that guy seems cool and normal. I can root for him. And the rest of them are meathead a-holes.
Even the ones that you like at first. As soon as you get to know them a little bit, you hate them.
There is almost no one in the world who has too much testosterone that normal people like. It's just, too much testosterone is never a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone who has too much thinks they're too macho.
I think that's why
an a-hole.
I kind of think that's why they all turned on this kid, because he doesn't seem to have that issue. He's a fighter, and he obviously was good enough to get to the semifinals. But he seems fairly normal, and so they all end up picking on him.
Yeah, he looks pretty normal. He doesn't look to be too huge or anything. Looks like he'd be more quick than anything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but yeah, that was just.
I hate that type of stuff.
It was very weird. At least there was no bodily fluids inside people's fruit dishes or anything,
which is
like in previous seasons on that show.
Nice show.
I don't know if it doesn't happen anymore or they quit showing it, because Joe, you've said as well that they spend a lot less time talking about the hijinks in the house. But God, can you imagine? This is what they do. I mean, they do this on a lot of reality shows, but they take 16 fighters on this show. They put them in a house. They have no television, no radio, no cell phones, no house phone. If they need a call,
they can't read, so they're not going to do
right, so they can't do that.
And they're not allowed to leave except for training. And they're in a house together, 16 dudes, for 6 weeks.
Okay.
That's miserable.
Oh, boy, that's bad when there's not too much testosterone.
Yeah. That'd be awful. The only time they get to use a phone is like if a family member's dying or somebody's giving birth or whatever, a producer will hand them a cell phone.
Yeah.
That'd be a drag.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine that? Living with 15 strangers, some of whom you probably hate, some of whom you're going to fist fight.
Yeah, some of whom you really want to fist fight. Jeez.
It's a recipe for disaster.
That seems terrible.
LeBron went back to Cleveland last night. That was a big story. LeBron James spurning Cleveland this summer. I don't know if you guys knew this. He took his talents to South Beach.
Oh, I got plenty of audio, LeBron, here. There was a lot going on.
Started out okay for Cleveland. They started out in a good battle. Boy, the crowd, it looked like an NBA Finals game with everybody waving their flags and their towels, rather, and just on their feet for every basket.
This is St. Mary High School, number 6, LeBron James.
Every time he touched the ball, everybody freaked out. Every time he touched the ball. This is when he's coming out of the tunnel.
They were pissed.
Oh, they hate him.
It was all well and good until he scored 24 points in the third quarter and finished with 38. And the Heat won big.
And I heard that his 38 were more than all the starters combined for Cleveland.
That could be true. I didn't hear that, but that wouldn't surprise me. It was 118-90.
They just killed him.
After the game, James asked if he'd like to apologize for the way things ended in Cleveland.
You can't go back with your decision, but do you regret how it ended? You'd like to apologize for the way it ended?
I don't want to apologize. I think, my intentions was not to hurt anyone. My intentions were solely on kids during the whole process.
Kids?
And
what?
I always say, decisions I make, I live with them. There's always ways that you can correct them or ways that you can do them better. But at the end of the day, I live with them. And, I'm satisfied. I'm happy right now.
What does that mean?
He's that special that he did, the decision, the proceeds raised from advertisements went to the children's group or whatever, YMCA. I forget what it was, but it was donated to a charity, to a children's charity. So that's his argument.
Very tough. Yeah. And this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
That's all well and good. Let's agree for a minute, whether it's true or not, that your intentions were all well and good. I don't think it hurts you to say, you know what, I didn't realize the damage I would do in the process, and I'm sorry for that. If I had it to do over again, I would do it differently. I don't think that hurts you. I think by sticking to your guns like this, you just continue to look like a bit of a jerk to me.
Barkley said at halftime. They're talking to Barkley, and Barkley's like, he should shake the hand of the owner. He should say something very similar to what you just said.
Yeah. Instead, he spent most of the night chirping at fans. He was gesturing towards where the owner sat in the first half. Dan Gilbert left in the second, was not there in the second half. You have a chance to show up and say, you know what, I understand why you're mad, but I'm going to play basketball. I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to be respectful of the 7 years I had here. Now, Dan Gilbert hasn't been particularly respectful the other way around either. No. He's been a very petty man, considering the value of his franchise went up by $200 million when LeBron played there. So it's not like LeBron stole from you. You did okay.
The fans had their say tonight. What would you like to say to them if you could?
7 great years. Loved every part. Loved every moment from the growth when I was an 18-year-old kid to a 25-year-old man. And,
that's right. He said growth. Groff.
Growth.
The growth. That's great.
Like to say to them if you could.
7 great years. Loved every part. Loved every moment from the growth when I was an 18-year-old kid to a 25-year-old man. And, tried our best. As a team, we tried our best to bring a championship to the city and just try to play hard every night. So I got the utmost respect for this franchise, utmost respect for these fans, and, just continue the greatness for myself here in Miami and try to get better every day.
Actually, it's more like GROWF, growth.
Yeah.
Growth.
Also, I don't think you tried your hardest, particularly in that series against Boston when you were getting your bell rung and you stood in the corner and waited for other guys to dribble out the shot clock. That didn't seem that like your best effort. But.
Oh, LeBron James.
Well, I think, maybe he likes being the heel. Maybe he likes being the Jesse Ventura of the NBA.
Could be good for business. It doesn't hurt the NBA. The fact that people will go out just to boo him.
No, it's, I think it's good at least for however many games they meet in Cleveland, for sure.
People better enjoy while Miami is down now. It's not going to last. Eventually, they're going to get better parts around them, and they're going to be a very big problem for a lot of teams.
Unless they get really injured or something. Yeah, they'll eventually kill people.
Up next, an inmate makes an escape from a jail that actually, and I mean this when I say this, it actually seems physically impossible what they're saying happened. And this news story includes the second most ridiculous news recreation I've seen, second only to the time the reporter in Cleveland had the cardboard cutout of a bear, making it go up the side of a tree.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Oh, that was funny.
That's next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hotwig Show.
Yeah, boy.
The Free Beer and Hotwig Show. Don't feel bad. Everyone turns the show down at work when the guys start talking about bowels.
1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwigs.com. Joe and Butthead Lautner will detail their time spent with Jacqueline Cutright, the lady we gave a car to yesterday. Well, Craig from Highway Auto Sales gave her the car.
And Craig's really, Craig had some crazy moment where he suddenly got reflective with me on the text message.
He did?
Yeah, which was unbelievable. That doesn't happen. He's always screwing around.
If I were a local TV station, I would want to do a story about Craig and how he gave a car to a woman in Ohio. That would be a good, nice piece to do.
I'll tell you what.
By the way, TV stations.
Here's the thing with Craig. Craig doesn't know how to text message, apparently. So let me just read to you some of the exchanges I had with Pig Nose regarding him donating the car from his business, Highway Auto Sales. How's it going? I write, any feedback? He texts back, few, but no buys yet. Should get some, though. Then he adds, very nice with the plugs today. Thank you. Actually feels good to help the old hag. LOL. But anyways, thanks again. No biggie there.
Yeah.
I wrote, you are a good man. Then I don't know if he got excited or what. Bad thing. I really didn't think about how it would help her out till some guy came in and said that was a great thing you did for her. Still not that terrible. Mm-hmm. You mean great thing you did for her, I wrote. And then he writes, you're still a flaming homo. You is short for you. But it wasn't just me. It was actually you or you guys too. Man ruined my heart. Felt appreciation to you. Just kidding. And then I wrote, you are the worst texter, ... ever. I have no clue what the last message meant. You suck blank. Never mind, dumbass. Go take nap. I'm forgot, is what he wrote.
All of a sudden, he turned very Cro-Magnon.
It turned into English.
Total
like
caveman.
When you see signs in China translated into English poorly.
Big time.
Whatever. Buttons must be slimy because he stores the phone in his cavernous nostril.
What if he did?
Compliments wrapped in a punch.
Let me get my phone out of my nose and I will call that guy.
So there's a news story about an inmate escape. And when you hear this, you'll have to do some visualization. If you're able to watch the news piece, which you can see in videos at freebeerandhotwigs.com, you can actually, you don't need to visualize at all because they give you a visual aid. Yeah. Hot Wings and Zane will benefit from that.
Okay.
And listeners will benefit from that when they see it later on. But even without seeing the video, you're going to be able to visualize what I believe is the impossibility of this task.
Back in custody in Brownsville after 14 hours on the run. He looked away from our camera as he was escorted into the jail. The sheriff had some advice for him.
Looking like good, it'd be a while before you see it again.
White's escape in the early morning hours would have made Houdini proud.
I still can't picture that one. It's beyond my even imagination, to know how he succeeded in that.
Haywood County Sheriff Melvin Bond can't believe White was able to get his head and body through jail bars similar to these.
Oh, no.
Break the plexiglass on the other side, jump over razor wire after he threw a blanket on it, and then escape unhurt. The sheriff would not allow me or our video camera inside the cell where White escaped, but he did tell me that the bars are about 4.5 inches wide, so we made our own mock-up. And as you can see, my head does not fit through, and even if I could manage to get my head through...
All right, they made a mock-up. They grabbed a piece of poster board, measured 4.5 inches, and cut out the space.
Right.
And then she held her face up to it. I guess it does a good job of illustrating.
I guess it's an all right visual.
It's not terrible.
I've seen worse.
All right.
I could not imagine getting my body through. White weighs 160 pounds. I weigh 120. Investigators discovered White's jail clothes and a blanket about a mile and a half away on the side of the road.
His head.
They believe someone picked him up.
More.
The sheriff says several of his associates called the sheriff's department saying they'd given him a ride. He told them he'd gotten out of jail. He just didn't say how. White was behind bars after being captured at the Mexican border. He is a suspect in several church burglaries in the area.
That's something, man. He must have, when he got his head through, it had to have rattled his head a little, actually squeezed it and changed the shape of it somewhat. That had to have hurt.
It took a normal sheet of paper is 8.5 by 11.
Yeah.
I tore this one in half, slightly larger. It's slightly larger than half. So it's in the ballpark of 4.5 inches.
It sure is.
Yeah. There is no one who is a normal-sized adult, and 160 pounds is a normal-sized adult, whose head alone could fit through that space.
He had to actually, when he pushed his head through, his head had to change shape a little. He pushed so hard, he probably adjusted the size of his skull slightly. He probably has fractures.
Maybe.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, if somebody puts their mind to it enough, I suppose.
Security must be great, by the way. He had time to crush himself through that, break glass, find a blanket, throw it over top of razor wire, and then get away barefoot.
Amazing, man. God, I can't believe he had all that. And then
he
that
looked
razor
pretty
wire.
thin. And
razor wire looks to be crazy.
It's
razor
crazy.
wire.
I mean, barbed wire is one thing, but you're right.
If you ever drive by a prison in whatever setting, and you see that, you're like, well, that's impossible. Even if there were no bars on the cell doors and they could roam free, there's still no way they're getting off of this fenced area where there's this crazy net of razor wire.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would think a blanket wouldn't do it in order to get over it. You'd figure you'd need some chain mail or something.
I guess if it was stay in prison forever or get some cuts from razors while going over a blanket. Yeah,
but he was fine. No injuries whatsoever.
There's a big part of me that's convinced someone helped him.
I would bet, now that you mention
between the no injuries and going through a space that seems physically nearly impossible. I mean, fracturing your skull to get through.
But I don't know if he did that, though. We're just saying. I mean, who knows if he did? I mean, you'd think that he'd have to in order to get it done, man.
I guess it depends. It depends on how wide his head is. If it didn't need to be squeezed too much.
Well, I know that 4.5 inches is what Free Beer is holding up. And I can promise you that his head was at least 5, and that's too much.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
If it's 4 3/4 inches, a 1/4 inch of head to give way is a lot.
That's ridiculous. Oh, boy.
Not to mention, I'm 168 pounds, so I'm 8 pounds bigger. It's hard to get just torso through that.
It would be very difficult. It would be very difficult.
I can't believe
Head would be the worst.
That would be the worst.
Because chest and stuff, even if you've got some chest, you can compress your muscles.
I think you and maybe me could get our body through that.
No, come on now.
I think it's
sideways.
Possible.
It'd be terrible.
Maybe.
I got a big fat ass, though. There's no way I'd be able to do it. My ass sticks out crazy. I got this dumb duck ass.
See, I got no ass, so.
I know it. Yep.
1-800-947-3979. John in St. Cloud, you work at a prison?
Yeah, I'm a guard at a prison here in the area, but did they check the bar, see if they cut it with a hacksaw blade or something? Because there's no way he's going to squeeze his blood.
That's why we think it's an inside job, man.
I think if it's a jail, it's more likely to happen, someone pay off somebody. They don't make a lot of money an hour there,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're right.
They put up a lot of crap.
Yeah, the fact that no one saw it and all of these things that seem nearly physically impossible. Have you ever heard of, John, anybody going over razor wire with a blanket and not getting so much as a scratch?
That's possible. That's possible. They're going to get cut up. They're going to get cut up one way or another, but, they're in a rush. They're not thinking. That could happen. That's possible.
Yeah,
but going to 4-inch bars.
Yeah, but he didn't get hurt at all.
He didn't have a scratch.
Somebody walked him out.
That's how it seems. Thank you, John.
Wow.
Up next, Joe and BL's big adventure after they got done with us, including a moment where, thought AAA might be on the way. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hotwig Show.
Hey everybody. Robot here. The Free Beer and Hot Wings show is the best radio show in America.
Oh.
Of course, I used to say that when I worked for Man Cow. Until he fired me. Dick.
I know he worked for him.
I didn't either. I had no idea. No, I did not know that.
That is new info. There's always something new coming out of you.
Huh. 1-800-947-3979. So, yesterday, Joe delivered the car from Highway Auto Sales to Jacqueline Cutright. She's the lady who was robbed by a man in a clown mask while she was on the toilet.
Yeah.
He said, nice job, dummy. Poor people live here. You're not going to get anything. But he did take her 1991 Ford Escort, leaving her without a vehicle. And after we talked to her, and she was a really fun person, we made some jokes. She played along. And
yeah, we made some terrible jokes, and we'll play all that for you. And what, you say, about an hour?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's cool.
She's a feisty lady, though, isn't she, Joe? You spent some time with her.
Yeah, definitely. Well, when we were on the phone, she was a feisty lady.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little different after all the cameras were gone. Then I realized she was just an old lady.
Yeah?
Well, yeah. She's got a little kick in her, and then once that dies out, then, you know.
Oh, yeah?
She tires out?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
she's all show and no go.
That's not surprising.
Well, you know, she's old. She doesn't have the stamina that she used to, I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yesterday you dropped the car off, and there was a TV crew there.
Yep.
And we've done some searching for any sort of piece they've done, and we haven't found one
I didn't
yet.
see anything.
Well, you were telling me that you were questioning how much they would use from you anyway, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine they wouldn't put together a piece because they were out there for so long. They got so much footage.
And they could say that they spurred it on. I mean, it's a perfect opportunity for them to say, well, a radio station saw the piece and responded and gave her a car.
Yeah, exactly.
Now let's go to sports.
Thanks to our coverage, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a total waste of time if they didn't do something. But, I mean, I guess, I don't know. They don't have it online yet. But, yeah, as far as what I said, I don't know how much of that'll get used.
I'm sure. Not much. Yeah, it'll all be with no sound.
Not much.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and also because of what Joe said, you may have used a few too many phrases we used in our first conversation with Jackie. That
dropping off LeBron James and awesome tastics and all kind of. They must have thought I was weird.
Yeah.
Insane.
I'm sure.
All right.
Because I'm trying to work show stuff in and be dirty. But whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I did. I got interviewed, and then after that, it was off to see the town.
The big city of Akron.
Big city of Akron.
Your big tour.
Now, was she driving the vehicle?
Yep. The news crew.
Just to get acclimated to it? I noticed you're cracking up and BL's cracking up, too.
I'm already nervous. Like what I texted Freebeer yesterday, I go, she is really old. We are going to die. Hadn't even moved yet. Hadn't even gotten in the car with her.
Well, when you dropped the vehicle off, the first thing she said about 4 times, "Boy, this is very big. How am I going to control that? What do they even classify this?" And you're like, "A minivan?"
Oh, shit!
It's a minivan.
Yeah, she was like, "This is so huge. I could fit my old car in it. It's a minivan."
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
She cannot get into the thing.
She can't get in.
She's a large woman and she's an old woman.
Okay.
And so she is struggling to get into this thing.
So an Escort, no problem. Lower to the ground, smaller. Minivan, higher up, bigger is a problem.
Yeah.
It's the climb.
I never even thought of that. Yeah.
Slight climb.
All right.
Dude. So I'm nervous already. And the news crew, they do a little bit more. They shoot some extra footage and then they're off and they film us backing out of the driveway and pulling away.
She shouldn't be driving a car, by the way. If you can't get into a vehicle, that is proof enough that you should never stop doing some type of exercise. Because if you're so screwed up feeble that you can't get into a vehicle, you shouldn't be driving that vehicle.
No, she shouldn't be driving that. I wanted nothing more than to just be dropped off and get away from her.
So this is a real roll of the dice. You're thinking 50-50, we survive.
Yeah, seriously, because she's smashing on the brakes to stop.
Oh,
she's
God.
Speeding way up, and it's icy out. You know, it snowed all night.
Oh man!
And so I really am a little bit nervous.
Did you video any of this?
Yeah, it's all on tape.
Okay, but this car drives out good, so you're thinking you're going to be okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, it had nothing to do with the car at that point, and so we're going along, and she's driving like every old person ever, way too slow, swerving into left turn lanes.
Oh. Now, I'm guessing on her tour of Akron, since she's that age, and clearly, living alone, I think.
Yeah.
She's probably to the point where the tour consisted only of driving you past houses where people she knew lived before they died.
Oh, boy.
I was at first. Like, she goes, and there's the gazebo that we sit at. It's that kind of tour.
Okay. That's nice.
And then she points at different. This is such a ghetto, this stupid town. It's so filthy and dirty, except for a tiny, tiny part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's pointing to restaurants that are the really fancy ones, and they're burnt down.
I thought you were going to say the really fancy one was called Red Lobster.
There's no Red Lobster there.
No, there really isn't.
No. The Shea Grimy.
CVS is the biggest corporation there.
Holy cow.
That's our grocery store.
As far as that goes. I guess Firestone there's a big factory there.
No, you said she's 70.
Yeah, the 74.
74, okay, big difference. When you get older, each year is like 10. I think you're right. 70.
Yeah.
So we're driving along on the most boring tour ever with the scariest driver ever. And
what an adventure.
I don't know.
Most boring tour ever.
I don't know what happened, but the van shuts down.
What?
Shuts down?
I don't know what the hell happened.
Stop driving out good?
The thing drove out good all the way there. No problems. And all of a sudden, something happened, but the thing just boom.
Stop.
The
motor stopped running.
We're slowly rolling. And there's cars everywhere.
And it's a busy street?
Yeah. It's the main street. We've now gotten away from her stupid hood, and we're like downtown, because now at this point I've had like 3 minutes of her pointing out stupid things, and I'm like, all right, let's go to budget. And we're downtown now at this point, and the thing just shuts down. So I'm like, oh boy, what the hell? And I tell her, I go, stop doing everything. Don't hit the gas at all. Just keep your foot on the brake. And I pop it into neutral, and I turn the key.
Wait a minute, you like lean over?
Yeah, I lean over.
Oh, man, can you imagine if you weren't
over.
there? She'd have gotten out and done something crazy, like ripped off her top and ran down the street and got plowed into by a semi. That's what old people do, man. They panic. They don't have any idea what's going on.
They just panic.
Yeah, if I had a dime for every time I saw an old person get out, rip their top off, and run into a semi.
They're like babies. They're like babies. They are like babies. The elderly are like, I'm guessing 74. She has the faculties of a 4-year-old.
It is very dependent. I mean, because you get some people who are 80 where we'll talk to them, or you see them on TV and you go, man, that person is sharp as 50. And then you see somebody who's 70 or 71, or in this lady's case 74, and you're like, wow, they seem 84. That whole every
I don't know how they do anything.
The fact that she had no sensibility as to what to do now that the motor has stalled on the car that used to drive out good.
Yeah, exactly.
So you put it in neutral, and then what?
I pop it in neutral. I tell her, don't do anything. And I turn the key so that I can get the engine running again, and then you can just pop it back into drive, and we can go
that
on.
would be impossible for her to
It would be absolutely impossible. She goes, is it the cruise control? And I'm just going,
turn the lights on and off.
I'm like, yeah, don't touch the cruise control. Just don't touch those buttons.
Turns the radio on.
I don't know. I just want to get out of there.
It's at the cruise control.
Yeah,
I have the cruise control set to stop.
Unbelievable.
I have it set to motor off.
The car sensed an accident.
But the fact that she would even know that thing existed, or the availability of it, is also a miracle.
But so the car is now in neutral, and I turn the key. Now, I had looked back at Butthead Lautner, who was in the very back seat filming so he can get both of us on tape.
Mm-hmm.
And he had already kind of went, Joe, look. And the seat in back was just kind of sitting there. It wasn't hooked into the actual car.
The seat that he's seated in?
Yeah, the seat that Butthead's in the very back.
So are there three seats? There's the front row and the next one.
And he's on he's in the back one.
The very back, and it has not been latched in properly. And so it's swaying back and forth. He'd already shown me that, and I was like,
whatever. Yeah, I was like, just relax. We'll get it later.
Yeah. So The car's now on, and I'm about to pop it back into drive when she smashes on the gas. That's what you call a neutral drop, I think.
A neutral drop.
Yeah, you know. That's not what you
Gears are grinding. It's the worst noise I've ever heard in my life.
Here.
Did you go, what are you doing?
I went, stop. And I popped it back into neutral really quickly.
Oh, no. So instantly the revs get up to 6,000.
Yeah.
And then you drop it down right. Oh, no, that was terrible.
Oh, it was awful.
BL, you're raising your hand. There's a key moment you need to add to the story, right?
Well, after he kicked it into drive, the car has this sudden lurch forward.
Yeah.
And since my seat was not latched in, it tips back, and I slam my head into the trunk.
Get the hell out of here. Are you serious? You went flying back like a rumble seat? Whammo.
It was... It's like if you were just tipping your chair backwards just enough to slam your head into the wall.
Where you went past the balance point?
Oh, yeah.
Great.
So that felt great. You had been antique twice.
Doing a Constantine off.
So I go, no, stop, let off the gas. And she still does not know what's going on. Like, seriously, she is so confused right now. She doesn't realize that I had to start the engine. She doesn't know where the blinkers are.
No. She's probably panicking.
She is panicking. There's cars honking. So I go, don't step on the gas. And I let it revved out. And
She's
I'm ready
what's
to...
the gas? What are you talking
and
about?
I'm ready to pop it back into drive. And she smashes on the gas again. And gears grind all over again.
Did you punch her in the side of the head after that on the second time?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, at this point, I'm thinking...
She's ruining the car.
Yeah, at this point, I'm like...
No wonder, yeah.
I'm like, I do not want to be in this car when it breaks down now because there's no transmission left. It's all just tiny pieces.
Because it ran fine, though.
It used to run out good.
Yeah,
now
it ran out good until she got a hold of it. Here we are 10 minutes later, and this thing is going to break down. And I realize it, but I'm like, I just want to get out. I don't want to deal with it when the car's broken down, because I know I'm going to have to take it upon myself to do something about it, call her a taxi.
It's a big can of worms.
Explain, or, just deal with it. So I'm like, oh, geez, and I leave the car and drive. I'm like, everything's okay, let's just go. And I've got my ear up to the engine because I can now hear, like, the gears floating in transmission fluid as we drive along. And I'm like, and she's like, do you hear something? And I go, no, I don't. And she's like, okay, because I have hearing problems. And I'm like, oh, thank God.
BL?
I not hear this massive clunking.
BL, what do you got about?
Yeah, there was a bunch of things that she caught, and like that, it was sounding weird, or this wasn't right. And Joe had an excuse for why that was happening. Like, the check engine light was on for a couple minutes. He's like, what is that? And Joe's like, oh, most cars do that every once in a while. So you don't have to worry about it.
It's to check the bulb. It's a random bulb checking.
Like, it's when you get a new car, the first 500 miles it does that. And this is a brand new vehicle. This is part of the new fleet of Chrysler.
Joe is an expert at scramble lies like that.
Yeah.
We've seen you do that dance with people before.
Oh, yeah, like the
it's amazing.
Yeah. Think of something. All right.
Anything, as long as you seem assured.
As long as it gives me enough time to escape. It's
That's
survival.
all you need.
Yeah,
all
seriously.
Right. So now you're there.
I don't feel bad. I already delivered this car to her. It was perfect.
It was in good shape.
She just ruined it, and I do not want to deal with it.
That's why the elderly should not be on the roads.
Absolutely.
Right?
Dude, so there's like 5 more minutes of devastating trip between her driving terribly slow, swerving, not getting into the right lane when I tell her, and the car clunking away. Finally, we get to the rental car place. See ya! She leaves. We go in, and I'll make this quick. After the last rental car fiasco that I had in Washington, D.C., when I booked a plane trip 3 months after I needed it, I tried to rent a car. But I got rid of my credit card, and they won't let you rent cars without credit cards now. You cannot just pay money or debit card. So I got a credit card after that. I thought, okay, well, maybe I need a credit card. So I got one. I go in there. I know how much the car costs. I know what my remaining balance on the credit card is, and I've got enough to pay for the car. So I give it to her. She swipes it. She goes, there's not sufficient funds. And I go,
NSF.
I go, all right, what? Why? And she goes, oh, well, we put a $200 hold on it. The car's like $130. I have $192 remaining balance on here. She goes, we put a $200 hold on it. Why? Why do you do that? Okay, whatever. I'm going to call and I'm going to just pay off the credit card and do it. Oh, no, that's not going to work. Why? Because now that you've tried this credit card, we have to wait 24 hours to run it again. What? 24 hours to run it again?
Damn it.
You didn't tell me certain things that could have been avoided. Call your manager and tell her you screwed up. Right. You must run this card again today. I want to get out of Akron so badly.
Yeah.
She won't do it. She's laughing with her boss on the phone. I told him he couldn't do it. He's stupid. Right in front of me.
Oh, no.
Oh, it is so devastating.
Oh, I'd have just stolen one.
I thought we were doomed. I thought we were going to have to spend the night in Akron, buy a hotel, spend the night just so I can buy the rental car the next day. Mm-hmm. Because the only thing around is Enterprise right next door, and they only do two, they won't let you just drop the car off.
You'd have to return it to the same location.
Yeah, I would have had to have someone follow me back to Akron.
Mm-hmm. Then you're stuck again.
Yeah, then.
Oh,
so
dude.
What happened?
We go across the street to the restaurant, call a cab. We have to now take a cab to the airport, which is really far away, and go to National, where they are a normal company, National Rental Car, and they will just take the amount of the car off the credit card and let you pay for it.
What a novel idea.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
Oh, thank God. What type of car was it? Was it a good car?
Toyota something.
Yeah,
tiny car.
So you're back.
I'm back.
You can drop it off at the airport here.
Exactly.
All right.
Nice.
Man.
Quite a trip, Joe.
Dude, I had no idea.
That's why we send you on these things, Joe. It's got to be this type of adventure. It has to be.
Of course it would be. It was going too smoothly. It was funny, and we did our job. And of course there had to be something crazy between this idiot woman and her stupid driving.
So she's legitimately, no hyperbole. You think that it's just a matter of days before she gets in an accident with that van?
Accident or just kills
Destroys
the van.
it.
She couldn't understand that just because it looks different from her car, that it drives like any other car. I'm like, you'll get used to it in seconds. It's just like driving a car.
She probably had been driving that Escort for 20 years.
That's so crazy that I would have to say that to someone, to a person who's driven a car probably more than once in her life.
For 50 years.
That's
it seems pretty obvious. It has a seat and a steering wheel and four wheels like every other car. It's the same, except the seat sits higher.
Old people drive me crazy so bad.
There is no adaptability. They cannot adapt to anything.
No. They're at least children, 4 and 5-year-olds, are continually improving. The fiasco that is the brain rot that takes place on people who, for whatever reason, have this accelerated trauma to it. It's the most frustrating thing in the world. That's why we need to lock them away.
The old people is what you're saying.
Take away some of their privileges.
Oh, Jesus.
In some cases, perhaps living.
Euthanize.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, man.
Up next, a list that says it could save your life, but it's just, I'm not going to lie, it's the stupidest list ever. It really is.
Okay.
That's on the way. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
From St. Vincent St. Mary High School, number 6, LeBron James.
I like the voice guy. He's going to sound awesome, dude.
Yeah.
The PA guy in Cleveland.
And you know how sometimes if a guy returns to an arena after many years of playing there and they make that introduction, when he receives a positive reaction, like if LeBron had won championships there and then had gone away and then had come back in a final year, sort of like when Jordan came back to Chicago with the Wizards, the announcer would leave long enough for the crowd to show their appreciation, but obviously they knew they were going to boo. So within seconds after introducing LeBron, he started with the other forward from Georgia Tech, 6'11", Chris Bosh, and it was drowned out by the boos.
Yeah.
The whole pregame on TNT, you could hear some of the announcers were uncomfortable and some of them thought it was funny. The funny one would be Charles Barkley, because there were loud and obvious chants of a-hole.
I heard that.
A-hole, a-hole.
That's great. Yeah.
Coming up in football this weekend, brought to you by JCPenney. First of all, last night, the Eagles, down early in the fourth, came back to win and beat the Texans. Michael Vick, another strong performance. At the end of the game, after scoring the clinching touchdown, he came to the sideline and he did that thing with Andy Reid, put up his hand like, yeah, high five. We're really kicking some ass.
Yeah.
And Michael Vick went to do that thing where sometimes two athletes will jump at the same time and turn their backs to each other. Well, you might be surprised if you hadn't thought about it. Michael Vick is substantially more athletic than, say, an Andy Reid. And his butt nearly hit Reid in the face.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Quite a fiasco. And by the way, I cannot see Andy Reid without thinking of that photo from Punt Pass Kick when he was I think it was a 13-year-old boy. Steve, you had that, right, at freebearandhotwings.com?
Yeah, he was like 8 feet tall, and the next kid in line was about 3 feet tall.
It looks like a joke from back when the Rams were in Los Angeles.
Player, of course, played at BYU as a lineman.
Look at hold on a second here. Have you seen this?
I have
you seen
this.
The video? The actual video, not just the still, not the screen grab?
I think so. Yeah, I think I have.
It was early in the year when Philly was taking on Indy. They talked about Andy Reid's punt, pass, and kick early 70s when he was representing the Rams.
We found he's an old player, of course.
Yeah, I have seen.
Played at BYU as a lineman.
Look at that.
Look at him next to the other kid.
This is the punt, pass, and kick contest.
He throws this thing like 100 yards.
Throw, but did you see there's a little bit of a size advantage?
He's huge. He was so much bigger than these other kids.
He was baby Huey. He's twice as tall as the kid behind him.
Look at that.
He looks like a grown man.
So,
how old was he there?
He's 13 years old. He was there with a bunch of 13-year-olds. He's about 6'2" at the time. He lines up to do his throw, and all the other teeny tiny kids are behind him, the normal size kids. In order to get into that jersey, they didn't have it. They had to go get a Rams player's jersey and then sew Reid onto the back of it.
He is enormous.
Or was. I think he's the same size then.
He's just bigger around now.
Yeah, now his waistline is grown, but
they probably thought he was going to be the next big thing in the NFL.
Probably. The greatest offensive line prospect in the history of football.
I mean, if you've got a kid that's 13 and that big, God.
That is sweet.
After this weekend, we'll have a pretty good idea who's going to play for the national championship in college football. Oregon, ranked number 2, will take on Oregon State in the Civil War. That one's in Corvallis. Oregon State's 5-6.
Okay,
so
well, that means
likely Oregon is not near as good on the road, but they're still probably much better than Oregon State.
They're still
then in the Southeastern Conference Championship, number 1 Auburn takes on number 19 South Carolina. The ACC, Florida State and Virginia Tech, and then the Big 12. Oklahoma, number 9, against Nebraska, number 13. Nebraska's trying to go out Big 12 champion in their final year.
Now, have you heard about this quarterback, Cam Newton at Auburn?
Oh, yeah.
He's great. Okay, yeah. He's a terrific player.
He's going to win the Heisman.
This guy, all right, when it was time for Cam Newton to think about college, at some point, the NCAA has determined that he had nothing to do with this, but I don't believe a second of that.
Well, and that's crap, by the way, and we'll come back to that. Because he started at Florida, then went to Blinn Community College in Texas because he had to leave Florida for a variety of reasons, some of which may be not very good for him. There's a little questionable. And so then he was getting recruited a second time to go to somewhere else.
His dad,
who's a pastor,
is one of these, man, there was no slowing this guy down. It was, all right, my son will go to the college that pays him whoever can pay him the most money.
Mm-hmm.
This guy,
starting bid $180,000.
Yeah, he was out of control. He was so not about anything on the down low.
And he's a man of God.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah. This guy was so looking for a payout, and he got it.
What? No.
Well, Mississippi State first wanted to pay him,
and no one has said Auburn offered him any money. But I heard. I think it was Jesse Palmer, the former Florida quarterback and Bachelor and everything else.
I guarantee he got paid.
He was saying, and he's 100% right. Tell me, how does a guy who says he'll go to Mississippi State for $180,000 end up going to Auburn for $0?
Right.
What's crazy is the NCAA came out and said, nope, he's eligible. It's fine. It was his dad, not him. If I'm Reggie Bush, I'm going, what? Hello?
Yeah.
That was my family.
Right.
You know, and they're saying the kid can't control it and doesn't even necessarily know about it. I'm sorry, but when I was 18, if mom and dad all of a sudden got an infusion of $180,000, or like in Reggie Bush's case, all of a sudden they moved into a $700,000 home when they had been living in an apartment for 30 years, you can put two and two together. You're not stupid.
Yeah, not too hard. Because guys like that, they don't get that money and then just sock it away for later.
I can tell you that if you're like the best guy coming out of high school going into college football, there are plenty of ways to get paid without a single person knowing. This is not hard.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
Sure.
Happens all the time.
The ones that get caught just suck at it.
Yeah, it's only hard if you're stupid. Extra
Seriously.
stupid.
Let's say.
Well, and if Auburn was 9-3 right now,
right.
I don't think we'd have heard a thing.
You
about
don't even have to associate yourself with the school. The school has nothing to do with it. You can make money from the school, from boosters. But the real money is in the agent. If you're some great athlete and you get a guy who knows and you're more than likely to become a great professional or at least make some money, an agent will pay you, an unscrupulous one, but you'll get the money.
Did you see that article or the Real Sports piece about the agent who's no longer an agent, who said, I absolutely paid guys.
Sure.
And he detailed how he did it, because the first time when he decided he was going to be an agent, he was still very young, and I forget what university it was, but he wanted to get a couple guys signed to him that were going to be good prospects. And by the way, he named names of guys that he gave money, and it's guys currently in the NFL, guys that were in the NFL. Ryan Leaf. Most of the players have said, nope, didn't give me any money, but I'm kind of inclined to believe this guy. But the first time he went to a college campus and he met with a kid and he said, I'd like to sign you to my agency. And the kid said, I could use some money. I have an uncle who's sick. Oh, okay. I'm going to give you money and then you'll pay me back. So he gives him money. He thinks, I got it. I'm an agent. That's a little unscrupulous, but that's how you get started. He gets on a plane, flies home. His phone rings. Hey, it's so-and-so. I'm what's-his-name's teammate. I got an uncle who's sick, too. And it was at that moment that he went, uh-oh, I did it wrong. I'm a sucker. Because he got calls from 3 or 4 guys saying, oh, easy money. Guys in the locker room saying, oh, I can do that. So then what he started doing is if somebody said, man, I'm having a hard time paying my rent or paying for my car, instead of giving him enough to cover the car payment for a year, which is what he did the first time, he'd say, oh, here's $150. And he started creating contracts with no date on them, saying that, I have chosen so-and-so to represent me, and I will pay back this amount of money and there's no date on it. Yeah. But he's got them signed to it to prove that. So it was all there.
That happens, and that, whatever. I don't, I'm not going to bemoan anybody. Let's say they really do have sick parents. Some of these guys need money.
Yeah, well,
if they get it. If you get caught, you're going to pay. I'm not going to say.
Well, you could say that. I mean, that's a.
I'm not going to judge any of those people for taking money.
No.
Well, you know what? I learned a lot when I was talking to Curtis Conway when I was doing those games about like his situation. Now he said he did not take money, but he talked about a lot of people he knew who did, who their family literally lived in a house with 3 generations, roaches, and kids getting shot in front of their house.
You can't
if I'm in that situation, and I see them selling my jersey, and someone offers me $150,000, I probably would have taken it too. Even if I knew it was wrong, I probably would have taken it. Back to Cam Newton. For
sure.
The Auburn Tigers played at Alabama this last weekend.
Yeah.
And that is a huge rivalry game, as big as any, the Iron Bowl.
Huge, yeah.
And it was a very good football game. Did you know that a part-time employee for the University of Alabama was fired after the game? He was in charge of the music before the game.
Yeah.
And the following songs were played. Yeah. What's the title?
Take the money and run.
Take the money and run. Could have gotten away with that one. Maybe. And just said, well, a lot of people like...
Maybe.
A lot of people like that song.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
Steve
a popular
Miller,
song. That gets
very
played.
Popular. People know it.
Yeah, it gets played at other sporting
Pink
events.
Floyd money. They had to play Pink Floyd money.
Nope. It was following it up directly with this song that got him in trouble.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Son of a preacher, man. So I guess it sort of takes away some of the gray area.
It's subtle, though.
Yeah, but it is subtle.
Hold on.
It's crap that he got fired for that. That's part of the sportsmanship.
That's kind of, I mean, you're supposed to be able to kind of get in the other guy's head just a little. That's like the way you can do it without violating anything.
When Wade Boggs played for the Red Sox, not Red Sox.
Oh, boy. Yeah,
that's a good one.
Friday. Whoop, whoop. See, Joe, Red Sex.
Yeah.
Will make an appearance in moments.
That's a Freudian slip, thinking about Red Boggs. We know.
That's right.
Wade Boggs.
Red Boggs Hot Wings. You want to join in the game?
Yep.
God, this
show is Zane, say something stupid.
No.
Come on, do it.
I think. I pace myself. I pause and breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Good God. Red Sex, Wade Sex, Boggs, Bounce, Balls.
Anyway, when he was involved in an extramarital affair with a woman named Margot Adams, and it was all over the news. And this is before TMZ and all the tabloid press was as powerful as it is, but it was still a big deal.
Yeah.
He was in litigation, and when he came to bat, the Red Sox got pissed because at a visiting stadium, I don't remember which one, or at a stadium on the road, it could have been Anaheim or wherever, every time he came to bat, they played the Addams Family theme song.
Oh, that's sweet.
And it was subtle, but apparently Boggs got pissed, and he was a big star at the time.
Well, yeah. The thing is, when Magic Johnson started playing on the road after, he came back to the NBA after he announced he was HIV positive. You hear what happened at one time? He played in Houston, and they introduced him, and the announcer played this song.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, you have AIDS. I hate to tell you, boy, that you have
That's not even subtle.
You may have
it is.
When you stuck that filthy needle in here.
What do you mean?
Or maybe all that unprotected sex put you here. It isn't clear, but what we're certain of is you have AIDS. Yes, you have AIDS. Not HIV, but full-blown AIDS.
And we can't have another second of this conversation without finishing out, since Freebird mentioned Curtis Conway, this awesome moment during the broadcast.
Yeah, and you talked about the Red Raiders offense. They changed their nickname of this offense into NASCAR, and as you see now, they're already back on the ball, ready to go.
Going to be a quick pass this time to Lyle DeYoung. He's got it complete. Going to be out near a first down, maybe to the 29-yard line. Boy, Curtis, you're not right. I looked down for a second, and they are already up at that line of scrimmage.
They like that when you say things like the analysts do when you say, that's right, you're wrong.
Yeah.
By
not
the way,
right, Curtis.
That Civil War matchup between Oregon and Oregon State heard nationally on Compass Media Networks.
Is that right?
CompassMediaNetworks.com.
Mm-hmm.
Look for an affiliate near you. This is all brought to you by JCPenney. New look, new day. Who knew? Up next, the stupidest list ever that we were going to get to here, but we get distracted.
Okay.
And what Hot Wings thinks.
Drink.
What do you think about Hot Wings?
The government finally came out with a regulation that makes sense.
That's next, along with a red sex scandal. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Free Bear Word Scramble. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, you talked about the Red Raiders offense. They changed their nickname of this offense.
That is not right, and I need it fixed.
Wait, play the part where you said you think and take a breath.
Scrambling it, Dick. There we go.
Whoop, whoop. When Wade Boggs played for the Red Sox, not Red Sex.
Oh, boy. Yeah,
that's a good one.
Friday.
As you see now, they're already back on the ball.
Red Sex.
Yeah.
Will make an appearance in moments.
That's a Freudian slip, thinking about Red Boggs. We know.
That's right.
Wade Boggs.
Red Boggs Hot Wings. You want to join in the game?
Yep.
God, this
and Zane, say something stupid.
No.
Come on, do it.
I think. I pace myself. I pause and breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Good God. Red Sex, Wade Sex, Boggs, Bounce, Balls.
Hot Wings Word Scramble.
Whoop, whoop. 1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com. Later this hour, if you missed the moment when Joe turned the car over to Jacqueline Cutright, the lady in Akron, Ohio, we'll have that for you in the next segment. This list says it can save your life from Esquire magazine. That is ridiculous, because no one would indulge in the following things enough to ever kill themselves. It's like if you've ever heard that an apple has arsenic in it, if you eat the core.
Yeah.
But you'd have to eat like 5 billion apples. I don't know how many.
I don't know.
But you'd have to eat a lot of them.
Yeah.
And no one does.
No.
Very few. Esquire put together a list of how much of the following caffeinated foods and drinks you would have to eat in one moment
mm-hmm.
to die.
Okay.
This is amazing that you bring this up because I was just watching that. There's a show on Discovery Health, I think, called Freaky Eaters, something like that.
We got to play that piece you talked about yesterday. We'll do that at the top of the hour, in a half hour.
There was a woman on there.
Because that's ridiculous.
Who drinks about 60 Cokes a day.
60? 6-0?
How is that even possible? I couldn't drink that much liquid.
She can't stop. Worse than any alcoholic you could ever imagine. It's that on level with that. And they intervene. They say, you're going to die if you keep doing this. She says, no, I'm still going to do it. They try to wean her off. They go, cut it back to 18 a day. On day one of these, and she kind of half attempts it. She does, 36 is the first day. She cuts down to 24. The next day is supposed to be 18. She keeps it at 24 and then says, I'm not doing it. And she's not successful.
Wow.
720 ounces of soda a day. That much of anything is a lot.
Much liquid.
Wow. Yeah.
That is so much.
Can you imagine drinking 60 12-ounce servings of water?
No.
I mean, unless you're involved in pretty strenuous activity.
That's that is a ton.
Plus the cost.
That is a ton of any liquid.
She spends all her money on Coke.
3 cases of Coke a day.
Oh.
That's unreal.
How much is a case? Like $12? $13? Mm-hmm. No, probably less. $10? Either way.
Even if it's $5, I mean,
you might as well drink alcohol. At least you get a buzz.
Yeah. Forget what you're doing after a while. So Esquire put this together. How many cans of Four Loko would you have to drink that just the caffeine alone would kill you? 24. You'd be so blasted. You'd die of alcohol poisoning.
Oh, yeah, you'd be dead anyway.
But. Coke Zero, so similar. 108 cans in one sitting would be enough to kill you from caffeine. 5-Hour Energy, my favorite. If I ever, instead of taking one, took 36, I would die from caffeine overdose.
Your heart would explode.
Yeah. Boy, would I get some good word scrambles before that, though.
Holy crap. I'll never forget the time that I've had one instance where I had too much caffeine in my system, and that was, remember when Joe did the Ipecac burger, and the Ipecac, he took it and it didn't affect him immediately, so he had like 5 more servings of it?
Yeah. Yes. Even though the directions said it takes...
it's going to take a little time to work into the system. I took a no-dose, and then, I think I've talked about this before, and it didn't work right away, I would just thought it's like instantaneous, but that was stupid. I was in high school. I took about 5 more of them. And man, I will never forget the crazy feelings that I felt so terrible. It was like a dream state, so jittery. It was unbelievable. I didn't sleep for like 36 hours. It's disgusting. What a terrible thing to do to your system.
No dose is on here. 50 of those will kill you.
Wow. I felt like a trucker.
Dexatrim. That's the diet pill, right?
Yeah.
Do those?
I didn't even know they had
those.
Those
are supposed to replace your appetite, right? Is it just a caffeine boost? I don't know how that works.
I don't know how that works either.
25 pills. If you're going to kill yourself with caffeine eating only Kit Kat bars, you'd have to consume 833 full-size Kit Kats.
Well, thank God.
Yeah, they've saved their life.
I usually only have 400 in a sitting, so.
Maybe like that lady with the Coca-Cola, you really love chocolate milk, and you try to drink as much of it as possible as you can during the day. 65 gallons.
Well, good news.
What's the point of this list? No one's
I don't
understand that.
And it actually says, well, this could save your life. No, it couldn't.
No, they couldn't, because you couldn't do that. No one will ever die
of
impossible. Chocolate milk caffeine poisoning, because it's impossible to drink 65 gallons of chocolate milk.
Alex, what about Hershey's Kisses? What if someone sat down and ate 5,000 of them in one sitting?
Well, now
they'd be dead.
Okay, now I could see that. I mean, they're really good.
Joe, if we bought Hershey's Kisses for a stunt, there's a chance you or I could split 5,000 of them, no problem.
I think we could.
We could dominate those things.
M&M's definitely.
We could die. Up next, what was it like when Joe delivered the car? We got emails saying that they hated us, and then emails that they loved us for the way this went. You can decide yourself next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hotwig Show.
Show. Idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com.
But you didn't have that. But someday you will. And when your child comes home, you'll understand. If you want to go after an athlete, one of my athletes, you go after one that doesn't do the right things.
Mike Gundy.
Well, they're having a Mike Gundy.
His team nearly made the Big 12 championship this year, but they lost last week to Oklahoma. So once again, they are the bridesmaid to the Sooners, who will play for the Big 12 championship tomorrow. Gundy's in a unique situation because they've been much better than Oklahoma State had been over the years, but that oil tycoon T. Boone Pickens has invested millions of his own dollars to the point where the whole stadium is named after him.
T. Boone Pickens?
He couldn't sound more like an oil man.
Yeah. Geez, how did he make his money? I don't know.
Does he dress like Boss Hogg? And
he's a little bit reminiscent of the crazy Texas oil man on The Simpsons, who's always like, yeehaw!
A little bit.
He's much more subdued than that.
By the way, the season finale of Eastbound and Down, I just watched it. There is a reference to Boss Hogg and an exchange between Kenny Powers and that sleazy girl in town who makes an appearance in the previous episode. She makes one appearance in the season this year. This sleazy, towny chick. And this interaction between Kenny and that chick, there's a Boss Hogg reference. And it's the funniest thing of the whole season. The whole season is funny, but this one exchange between the
no doubt filthy.
Dude, that show, my God, only 7 episodes done.
Yeah, there's something to that. Keep it short, keep it sweet. Get in, get out.
Yeah.
Everybody else can go work. You make some money. We want to share with you how it sounded yesterday late in the show when Joe finally went to deliver the car to Jacqueline Cutright from Highway Auto Sales. This is how it went down.
There's nothing wrong with Ohio, except the snow and the rain. I really like Drew Carey, and I'd love to see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Joe's in Ohio. Two biggest things happening in Ohio today, LeBron James and Joe. Welcome back to the radio show. Hi, Joe.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good, man. Good.
Awesome.
It's quite a road trip you're on.
Yeah, this has been quite a road trip.
Joe, how is Butthead doing?
He's doing good.
Yeah.
He's a talkative little guy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, is he. Yeah.
We were speculating this might be his first time out of the county or the state.
No, surprisingly, he's been everywhere, and I've heard all about it.
He has?
Yeah, he has been, at least in the States, he has been to every, national park. His family is one of those families that actually did things with their kids, unlike mine. And so they would every summer would go visit the Grand Canyon and stuff like that.
So not only are you hearing lots of boring family vacation stories, it's reminding you about how you didn't have one.
Yeah, mostly.
That's nice.
This is my response to everything. Oh man, yeah, that'd be great. I hope to do that someday. Yeah.
So Joey, have you seen this? This is all based on the idea that we interviewed that lady. We called to talk about the fact that she was robbed while she was taking a hot squash in the toilet. Jacqueline Cutright, 70-year-old lady with bright red Ronald McDonald hair. And then she talked about how she was robbed, and amongst the other things, the crook with the knife and the clown mask took her car, a 1991 Ford Escort, and she said 2 times at least in the interview, now I don't have a car, and the insurance company only gave me $400. I can't replace a decent car with $400, and just left her kind of in the lurch.
Well, and just crazy enough as the story is, with in the newspaper when we got the story, she was quoted as saying, the robber said, I'm here to the home invasion, give me all your money. She said, while she's sitting there with her pants around her ankles, well, you picked the wrong place because I'm really poor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that was kind of what got this story to be so unique, in addition to being robbed by a guy with a clown mask while she's cutting loose on the toilet. So away we go. We interview her. She reveals no car. It went over our heads. It didn't even occur to us that we could assist her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just said, boy, that sucks. That's too bad. Okay, talk to you later.
Yeah, we're gonna make fun of you some more. Yeah. That's what we did.
All right.
Some sweet listener suggested, hey, why don't you call Pig Nose and tell him to give you a car again like you always do.
And we heard that and we went, that would be cool.
Yeah,
it's this year's first pseudo holiday break-in.
Yep. Except there's sex involved because BL has to plow her.
Right. Well, I mean, we figure if they're taking this trip, we might as well kill several birds with one stone. I mean, we've had a nice stunt with the antiquing, and we're doing something nice by delivering a car, and why not have BL lose his virginity to a seasoned veteran?
Yeah.
Oh, boy, no kidding.
Mm-hmm. All right, so BL is going to dive in foot first.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we called up...
That flower won't be the first time his face is covered in dust today.
Oh, I was going to say, his wiener's already yeasty.
So, Joe, we talked to Jacqueline Cutright yesterday on the phone and told her that this was going to happen. Have you seen her in person yet?
I've not seen her in person. I drove past her poverty house.
Yeah.
When we got into this godforsaken town.
So you are not a big fan of Akron, Ohio?
I don't know about all of Akron. I'm not going to judge because I haven't seen all of it, but wherever we are in it is not very great.
All right, so Joe, you're going to bang on the door of her S-hole house, and maybe she'll share some government cheese with you.
Yeah.
No one does charity that's wrapped in insults better than us.
She has the squarest house in America.
Here's your new chair, cripple.
God, it is seriously. It's a box, and there's tinfoil in the windows. It is everything that you would never want in this lifetime.
It does not have one interesting architectural line anywhere.
It's the opposite of the American dream, where everyone dreams of owning a home. Not this one. Well, she even said to the guy that broke in and pulled the knife on her wearing the clown mask while she was on the toilet, nude, because she gets completely nude to go to the bathroom.
One of those.
She said, you broke into the wrong house, buddy. Poor people live here. And she said to us, I don't know how he couldn't tell. Joe, you can tell.
Oh, my God. Yeah, seriously. If I was driving around this neighborhood, and this neighborhood is awful, I wouldn't pick that house for sure. That stands out among them all as the poorest and dirtiest.
Oh. So that's like the crappiest house on a crappy street.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my God. You got to see this house I'm looking at right now, just down the block. It's almost just as bad, but it has a little bit of a pitch on the roof.
Too bad you don't have any rubber gloves. You're going to get AIDS on your fingertips as soon as you touch a door.
Yeah.
Oh, seriously. Just being in this neighborhood, I already have AIDS in my nose and my eyes.
There's nothing worse than nose AIDS.
Christopher writes, a lot of people don't know it, but aluminum on the windows screams rob me to the people looking for the nicest things.
I didn't realize that. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Can't afford curtains? Surely you can afford Reynolds wrap. Joe, make it happen. We're ready.
All right, cool. I am turning left onto her street.
Onto Despair Lane.
17 Despair Lane, Akron, Ohio.
The ironically named Wealthy Street.
And there is a cameraman standing in the middle of the road filming us drive down.
She lives in the corner of Wealthy and Commerce.
Oh, I see her. I see her. Oh.
Is it like seeing a celebrity, Joe?
Yeah,
it's like Bear.
Yeah.
Bear, the double rainbow.
Just like Bear.
Boy, she looked kooky as hell.
She is kooky.
Yeah, she's a quirky lady.
Now, Jordan, you're going to have to talk. You're just like typical Joe Stone.
I'm in her driveway. I'm sitting feet away from her.
Okay.
Yeah. Boy, that is a purple coat.
There she is. Okay.
Jacqueline!
Hi.
How are you?
Good. A little frozen.
Yeah?
Good.
It's cold. Have you been out here for an hour?
Yeah.
An hour?
You're insane.
Okay.
Well, we have driven all night.
Mm-hmm.
Then we slept a little, and then we drove all morning.
Oh.
And to deliver this to you, this is your new car.
Wow.
Is this better than your old poverty car?
Yeah, it sure is.
I know.
I don't know if I can maneuver that thing.
You'll get it down. And there's plenty of room in it for your purple coat and your cane. And we brought you a sweatshirt. That's the name of our show, because I know you had problems remembering.
Oh, well.
And now you'll never forget.
Not when it's a good-looking guy around.
Oh,
yeah. There it is.
She wants your joint.
Yeah.
She does.
Listen, I'm 70 years old, but I'm not dead.
Yeah.
Joe, ask her if she'd be up for putting out for BL.
Well, I'm taken, but we were wondering if you'd be up for putting out for our intern. Look at him. He's handsome.
Yeah, he sure is. Young for me, but...
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Tell him that...
I've got, a granddaughter that's...
No, say no way.
Both of you.
Say no.
You're just trying to make his cheeks turn pink, aren't you?
Yeah. I bet it's working.
Yeah. Not the only thing. Turn it.
Golly, that is a big car.
Yeah, I know.
Ask her if she's into putting out Hershey Highway.
Please don't ask her that.
Nope.
Please don't.
What'd you say?
Nope.
I said, did they even call it a car? What did they call it?
No, that is a van.
A minivan.
They call it the shaggin' wagon.
We didn't bring you an earth mover.
I think they
or a
started making
steamship.
them in the 80s.
Yeah, it's the shaggin' wagon.
Josie, no wonder why you're poor. You're
They're
dumb.
probably saying naughty things in your ear, aren't they?
No.
I don't think she's as dumb as we think.
No, she's not. She's very smart. Tell her we're saying sexy things.
Yeah, sexy things, not dirty.
Ask her about the Blumpkin.
That's kind.
That was so awkward.
You have wait, hold on, Jacqueline. What's going? You have a security camera. Your house is like Fort Knox. How did you get robbed?
It's not real.
Oh,
don't say that.
You can't say that.
Jacqueline.
Now we gotta orchestrate a whole other bit to get her a real security camera.
Joe, the second part of your stunt is to steal the camera.
All right.
What a ditz.
Well, ask her if she...
Can you go take a squash so I can steal your camera?
What?
Nothing. There you go. Nothing.
I know what you said. I wanted to see if you had the nerve to repeat it.
Yeah.
I love her. I think she's great.
Ask her when she's...
are awesome.
Ask her when she's going to take you on the big tour of Akron.
It has to be. I'm 70.
Yeah, it's true. So, now that we're here, you're going to take us on a big tour of Akron, right?
Oh, right.
No, she doesn't want to do that.
No,
she
I'm
wants
serious.
to get right to screwing.
You better take us on a tour because we drove all this way.
We'll show them Young's restaurant. Shall we show them Young's restaurant?
Yeah.
I guess that's the big place, huh?
How
There
ironic.
must be as many as one places that they have to see.
Young's restaurant.
Joe, ask her if have her explain whether or not she believed any of this was true when we called.
Oh, yeah. When we called you back, did you believe any of this was true?
No.
I didn't think so.
No,
it didn't sound like it.
I thought I was being pranked.
Yeah.
But she believes it now.
And you believe it now.
Yeah, I guess I do.
Well, guess what? We're turning right back around and heading back to Michigan.
Yeah.
It's not yours.
Well, I'm really using cane for.
Yeah, pegging.
I don't even know what was said.
I don't either. Who knows?
But if you don't treat me right, I can get you with a...
I know. She's holding up her cane and telling me she's going to teach me how she uses it.
Oh, yeah, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Boy, does that thing take batteries?
More tight pants for BL.
Oh, God.
Big time. So,
all right.
Yeah, we're gonna take a tour of Akron.
Okay, good.
And she's going to make BL a man.
Yep, she's going to sit on
gonna make
BL's
BL a
face.
man. And then 2 minutes later, when both of those things are done, we're going to head home.
All right.
When everyone involved is disappointed.
Joe, let her drive her new van so she can be the driver, and maybe she'll take you through a market or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully she'll plow through an intersection of kids going to school.
What we don't know is what she doesn't know is to make sure that happened. Craig reversed the pedals in the car.
This certainly proves that nothing bad happens that good can't come from it.
Yeah, that's exactly
true.
That is right. That
My
is.
little Ford was on its last legs, and I was just babying it along.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now she gets a car. She's gonna get laid.
Yeah. History for me.
Exactly.
So
Tell her that.
Now you can go cruising. You got a car that you can actually get you laid.
Jesus, he even said it like a creep.
And that's plenty roomy for getting laid.
Plenty.
I gotta say, she feels good. I feel happy. Joe, well done.
She's happy. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Do I need to do anything to take it into custody now, or?
I don't know.
Joe,
I don't know.
Joe, you're gonna do the tour. That's gonna be part of the video, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
buddy. Well done.
Hey, make sure you get some good undershots of BL so we can get full view of what it looks like when he's ramming.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Zane wants to see the sack bang.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Try to orchestrate at the very least a chance for BL to kiss her on the lips.
Yeah, like French kiss, like full tongue.
One of those awkward old lady kisses.
Do it right now.
Do you guys want to authorize?
Yeah, we're doing it.
Will you authorize?
Will you give our intern a little smooch? Come here, BL.
Right on the lips.
But it's got to be a deep tongue kiss.
Yeah.
They don't.
Video camera. Mm-hmm.
Yep. There you go.
Crazy.
Gonna happen.
French kiss.
Mm-hmm.
It's. Oh, really get in there. Come on. That was good enough.
Really get in there. Come on.
All right.
Well done.
All right, now you, Joe.
Well done, yeah.
All
Yeah,
right,
Joe,
now
kiss
me.
BL on the face.
All right.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Okay, now Joe, finish her off.
The bunny.
Oh, you mean anal? Jeez, come on. Kiss Joe, well done. Pockets are out. There you go. Joe just dropped off a car from Craig and Highway Auto for that.
Yep.
She's very happy. All jokes aside.
Yeah, she is.
It's pretty awesome.
We made
Very,
a
very
stupid
cool.
person happy.
Stupid. I don't think she's stupid. I think she's sharp, especially for 70.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that when she busted out I heard what you said. I just wanted to see if you were stupid enough to say it again. I like that.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wing. You should take that out of there sometime.
Not taking a break. Do not. Oh, boy, damn it.
Way to go, A-Team.
Who's responsible? Was that you, Joe? Did I just see you say the words, that'd be me?
I said probably me.
Yeah.
You know, that's a generic, that's a standard out cue, so all the radio stations down the line think that was the end of the break.
It was definitely not supposed to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, any producers, live producers, who got tripped up by that, please send emails.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear how you reacted.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully I didn't screw up too bad.
At the very least, you just gave them a huge adrenaline jolt.
Thinking, that's it.
Freaked out.
And then we had to interrupt it.
I guess it would be no more of an adrenaline jolt than when I say it randomly. We'll get to what Hot Wings thinks on the way. I said that about an hour ago, too.
Mm-hmm. Drink. That was true.
Drink.
Freaky eaters. You told us a little bit about this yesterday. I'm curious to hear more because this lady seems like she should be dead. And we could also update the story about the man. Remember the man in Washington State who said, I'm going to eat potatoes and only potatoes for 60 days. I think he's done this coming Tuesday. And it has been rough for him the second 30. We'll get to all that coming up. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
1-800-947-3979. Later this hour, about 30 minutes from now, stupidest work rules. This is actually inspired by, I know, you guys are looking at me. It's inspired by a story from Norway about something an employer is doing.
Yeah.
But with a backdrop, there's a civil war going on in our building right now.
There is.
Boy, there is
a civil war. Man,
holy cow.
Weird things keep going on. We're in here, so we don't really see it till after the damage is already done. But
no, I mean, for once, we're not involved at all in this particular incident. So that's good. That feels good.
Man, I don't know what happened.
I know when you see that I wrote that down, you guys are both like, I don't know.
I go, yeah.
Jeez.
But
there is a civil war at this place. That is unbelievable.
We're also going to play Celebrity Virginity Price is Right later on. I'll give you the celebrity, and then you try to guess what age they were when they lost their virginity.
All right.
Some of them will surprise you. Some of them were probably involved in criminal moments.
Ooh.
That's at about an hour. Also, Hot Wings read something on Facebook that typically you don't find out on Facebook. Explosive.
Yeah. Finally a compelling post.
Get yourself an egg and beat it. Have some more chicken. Have some more.
Weird Al, eat it. Just revealed that Al was offered $5 million a couple of years ago to do ads for beer companies, and he said, nope, I don't need your money. That'd be pretty good to be in that spot, wouldn't it?
Wow. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, this show, it's called Freaky Eaters, and I keep seeing it's on Discovery, but I'm seeing it's on TLC, so my bad. And it basically is people who eat all of one thing or too much of something.
Mm-hmm.
And every person I've seen hasn't been really that overweight at all. The woman who drinks like 60 Cokes a day, she looked pretty normal. Her teeth weren't falling out of her head. Nothing.
It's amazing. I mean, it really is.
They said, can you believe that? They actually said, you're going to die if you keep drinking this. And it's amazing how addicted she could be to Coca-Cola of all things. They just said cola, and they blurred out the thing, but I'm pretty sure.
But you could see a red can.
Yeah, I mean, pretty easy to tell.
So, and then that episode ended. She fell off the wagon in 3 days. I mean, never before has somebody failed so easily. They tried to wean her off of it by giving her, all right, let's cut it back to 30 today. You couldn't even do that. It was amazing.
Jeez, that is remarkable.
The following episode, and I only saw a bit of it, but we got a clip of it here, is this woman who, for her entire life, as far back as she can remember, so 4 or 5, has eaten French fries for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. A thing of French. She fries them herself. She's very good at it. Of course, she's perfect at it. She heats up the oil, drops the fries in, fries the fries. And so they said, all right, they have these 2 people. I haven't seen enough of the show to know who is who. These 2 people who kind of do these interventions with them. It's typical type of intervention show. We need you to stop. Here's why. They always have an example of how you've eaten way too much of it, and they'll like this one guy ate too many cheeseburgers, and they brought up a damn moving van full of styrofoam containers to show how many he eats in a year, and it was overflowing, and they're falling out all over the place. Amazing.
Yeah.
So they always try to shame them into making them realize that this is not good. But this lady, she loves her fries, so these 2, I don't even know the hell the 2 are, that the 2 leads that they're trying to get her to stop eating so many French fries. By the way, she has a kid, and all the kid eats, French fries. The kid doesn't eat anything but French fries.
A lot of times you see somebody do that, and they go, boy, I know it's bad, and I'm going to keep doing it, but I'm not going to let my kids do it, and then they will compensate in the other direction. She's just saying, no, it's cool. Wow.
Dr. Dow and JJ want to help Amber
Dr. Dow and JJ.
You look a little apprehensive.
Wouldn't you?
They're about to show her the big example of how much she eats in a year.
To understand the risks of her current diet.
It's a backhoe or a
bobcat deals with a big
fries
shovel on the front, a big scoop.
And they're slowly dumping
French fries. I thought that was incredibly lame. You can show me all the fries in the world.
See, she's not accepting it.
It doesn't make any difference.
This fry hill is 600 pounds of fries, which is the amount that you eat in half a year. When you extrapolate that out to your lifetime, 44,000 pounds of French fries puts you at risk for heart disease, diabetes. But the one that scares me the most for you is cancer.
This is just words. You're going to have to give me a little bit more than that.
Every person I've seen on this show has said, forget it. I've never seen anybody on this show say, yeah, I'm going to change my ways.
This seems like the kind of TV that you scream at the TV.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
Yeah, you stupid.
Amber's aware of the health risks of what she's doing, but she doesn't seem to care because she doesn't believe this is her fault or that she has any choice in changing the situation.
Your defensiveness tells me, okay, here's another person, here are another couple health professionals telling me stuff that I've already heard before and it didn't work. Is that how you're feeling?
Like I said, it's the same thing if you show a morphine addict a dead body, they're going to be like, right, I know my morphine addiction is going to lead to death. And this is a waste of time.
Amber was very defensive. That tells me just how fed up she is and how badly she also wants to find the answer that will help her.
Not true.
It doesn't seem like
not true.
That doesn't seem like she wants to at all. In fact, it seems like she'll do anything to keep from finding the answer.
That's the one thing with addiction. You can't tell anybody what to do. That will never ever work. Ever.
She needs to have her French fry rock bottom.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Where she calls on him and says, I need help. I'm hurting. Help me. Other than that, you're screwed. You say, when you're ready, you might not ever be ready.
It's not surprising that those visual aids they're doing, it's good for TV, but it's not going to convince anyone because just like what you said, it's not like, she's kind of an idiot, but she's not so stupid she thinks what she's doing is okay, and she already knows she's only eating French fries, so of course if you accumulate all of them, it's going to be a big pile in the front yard.
Of course.
Oh, man.
Man, I love French fries, but there's not anything I'd want to eat every meal, every time, exclusively.
Yeah, that's the amazing thing. To have an addiction like that, and that you never eat anything else. I like food. I understand, food addictions, but to be addicted to one item and eat nothing but that your whole life, how boring and how you don't get so sick of it. I mean, there are so many things that I love in the world, but if it's the only thing I was able to have, oh man, would I get sick of it pretty fast.
Freebird, you sent us a link about the brain and overeating, like drug use, rewards and alters the brain. It rewires it. It makes you think differently.
Yeah, the headline, it talked about the fact that it does the same thing as, like for people who do drugs, it rewires the brain so that you derive that sort of intrinsic pleasure from it, that chemical pleasure.
It releases certain, I mean, when you're hungry and you chow and you pig out, man, it releases certain chemicals. Holy crap, that's powerful.
A brain scientist at Yale University said the motivation to take cocaine in the case of a drug addict is probably engaging similar circuits that the motivation to eat is for a hungry person. And it's talking about why people have such a hard time staying on a diet and why it has to be long-term habitual change.
That's tough, man. Changing your diet is incredibly difficult, which is why I look at Sean, and I'm always impressed with Sean.
It's amazing.
This guy has so stuck to it, and that is incredible.
Yeah, really hard.
I find that my change is far less significant than his, but since I started the P90X stuff in March, I got rid of a lot of junk food, and now I try to work it back in sparingly, and it is amazing. If I have ice cream on Saturday, I spend all day wanting to go buy it.
Yeah.
All day Sunday wanting to go buy it. Monday and Tuesday, and then when I get back into the swing of things and get a little further removed, and that's probably, I mean, I'm sure it's a lot of mental stuff, but I can't believe it. And then what he's changed is way more dramatic.
Yeah. If only there was a food that could help him hook up our CB so we could talk to truckers.
To get to this research, they hooked up a team of mice, or a bunch of mice, to a high-fat diet.
Mouse team.
The Denver Mice team.
They're called the Mouseketeers.
Mice assemble.
They were weaned until they reached 20 weeks, so they gained significant amounts of weight and became obese. Then they looked at the brain's pleasure centers, areas known to change in drug addiction, and similar, that where they've gotten these same mice or similar mice addicted to drugs, and they found that the pathways were largely the same.
Yep. Man.
It's pretty wild.
Can't believe it.
I mean, there is something to that. Like when, they say people eat emotionally. On a deeper level, it really is the same chemical release when you're like, oh man, I'm sad about what happened, or I'm happy about what happened, and you go celebrate or medicate with food. It does provide that momentary release.
Oh, I do that all the time, man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, absolutely. Up next in the Free Bear and Hot Wigs report, Miley Cyrus may have taken pictures of herself while she was nude at 17, and it appears they've been leaked, which means if you're looking at it, it's kind of child porn, I think, the way it would work out.
It would be, yeah.
I can't believe I would even be surprised about this.
No, it seems like she's very sexual, a lot like Britney Spears, who makes an appearance in our celebrity virginity Price is Right later on. Remember, the big story about her was, she's waiting. She's pure.
Yeah, her and Timberlake.
Her mom said it was 14 to a high school football player.
14? Okay.
14.
All right. Fairly normal, I think, for a lot of people.
Timberlake.
Yeah.
More than you think.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's all coming up. Also, in the Free Bear and Hot Wigs report, we should talk about Antrell Roll from the New York Giants and what he said that he immediately had to apologize for. What a dummy.
Yeah, this is stupid.
Here's what Hot Wings thinks. Hot Wings. What Hot Wings thinks.
Free beer, Zane and listeners. And just before the big Christmas break, Congress finally found something they could all agree on to pass. Regulation on how loud TV commercials can be. People have been bitching about the volume of commercials relative to normal programming since about, 1945. So thankfully, after another swift fix to something obvious, our government has passed legislation stating that no more will advertisers be able to blast out your eardrums with crazy loud commercials for cleaning products as pitched by the super dead Billy Mays, or car dealerships featuring salesmen dressed like cowboys screaming at you about how they're roping in high prices. This is great news, and it only took Congress and the FCC 65 years to make a rule saying commercials have to be the same volume as normal programming. Now, as much fun as it is beating up the government for being slow, I am glad this is happening. I'm not generally for more government regulations, but I am also not for being screamed at when I'm trying to watch a live show. The only thing that has to happen now is for President Obama to sign it, which he gladly will because he desperately needs a win, no matter how inane, and this most certainly is a win, because nobody likes to be sonically squashed by the super annoying E-Trade babies or some pecker-headed extermination commercial featuring women screaming like they're victims at a murder scene because they saw a ladybug on a curtain. So congratulations, government. You finally found something you could both agree on in both parties that actually makes sense to everyone in America. I cannot wait for that to happen again in 2061.
Yep.
I'm Hot Wings, and that's what I think.
That's your new opinion from Hot Wings. More of the Free Beer and Hot Wings show is next. Email the show, idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com.
But Ed Lautner, after he was antiqued by Joe yesterday morning at a hotel in Cleveland, or in Toledo, you can see that video at freebeerandhotwings.com. Be prepared to laugh. My wife had never heard of antiquing before.
Yeah, I'd explain it to my wife and my son, who, boy, guess was the first thing he wants to do now.
Oh, boy.
Man, I played that video with my kid. He's 15, so, dude, I go, all right, here's what antiquing is.
If he does it, he has to get it on videotape.
Well, the first thing he said was, I'm doing that to you, Dad. And I'm, oh, great.
Oh, man, I wish he had done that, but not told you he was going to do it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't announce, you know.
He has got... He's a fine young Padawan, but he has so much more to learn before he becomes a Jedi.
You need to call him. Yeah. You need to call him and talk to him. I know you want to do that, Hommings.
I will.
Free Bear.
Give me that kid's number.
He ends up doing it to Maddie. How awful that would be. She's 8 and gets a handful of flour.
Oh, my God.
I laugh at the idea of it, but I would be horrified at the idea if it really happened. I don't think that would.
I should do a week at my house called Prank Week, where it's important that everybody prank as much as possible.
Yeah.
Me, either prank me or me prank the kids.
Yeah, I think for your son, now that he has called his shot to you, he can't do it to you anymore.
Can't antique me. That's not any fun.
A boy can't do that to his mom. Nope, that's out. And the younger sister, she's too young. So that leaves one person in your house that it would provide the most fun for everyone but you. And maybe even you, if he did his just slightly younger sister.
Did you just say that it may provide, like there was question as to whether I would enjoy that or may? Dude, I would hire DreamWorks to videotape this.
I don't know if he wants to deal with the ramifications, though. There would be ramifications, wouldn't there?
There would be. He would have to run and maybe he might need a safe house for a certain amount of time, funded by an external, maybe even me. Somebody
stay at your house.
There's no real money trail, paper trail.
The thing is, it's difficult for me as a father to not feel bad. I would love it, but for some reason I would, oh boy, I don't know. The side of me comes out where I'm like, boy, I feel bad.
Because normally he'd get in trouble for doing something like that to his sister, wouldn't he?
I don't know.
I guess it depends on reaction.
No, it's just like, hey, you two, knock it off, or something like that. But that's an awesome prank.
I mean,
antique somebody.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
It's very funny.
You can see the video of BL getting antiqued at freebeerandhotwings.com. That's in show videos. In the Free Beer and Hot Wings report today.
Oh, sorry. Are we doing this now, Joe? The rules song?
No, this is the Free Beer and Hot Wings report with things not about that.
Never mind.
A picture popped up online yesterday that supposedly shows Miley Cyrus naked. Now go ahead and search for it and click on it if you want.
Mm-hmm.
But if you find it based on the rules that are there, you're probably looking at child porn.
Yes.
She was supposedly 17 when it was shot.
Find it.
It was supposedly taken with her phone at a hotel in Madrid, Spain. when she was 17. Someone stole her phone over the weekend at a party at her house, and now that picture is online. There is a great amount of debate as to whether or not it's legitimate or not. The biggest piece of ammunition that is being used is the fact that she has the Just Breathe tattoo that under her left breast seems to be missing. Remember, she revealed that at an awards show not too long ago.
Check it out here. Joe says this is a censored photograph. Good boy. Molly matured quick then. Oh boy.
Supposedly, it's a lot of people are saying it's a British chick who calls herself a Miley Cyrus lookalike and is trying to make a career out of it.
Joe, yeah, that's the I don't believe that's real. From Gawker says that it is actually some random 19-year-old British girl.
If you read the post that I just sent that has that picture on it, the dude makes a lot of good arguments as to why it is her.
As to why it's Miley Cyrus?
Why it is Miley Cyrus. Like, her people are looking, her lawyers are looking for somebody to sue for leaking the picture, and he says they would have no reason to start that up if it weren't her.
Well, that's true.
Yes. So
the fact that there's no tattoo on there, though, is that's a
explanation for that.
There is. What is it?
Are you reading it, Zane?
It says, first of all, it says, so is it Miley? The definitive answer is, how the hell would I know? Probably yes. And then he writes, these are his words that I'm reading, because Miley is slutty, and this is the kind of thing sluts do. Plus, she was over in Europe, where all the perverts live. I don't know if this is very credible, Joe. There's no rules. I'm sure there's more, though. There's no rules over there, and you buy opium in vending machines.
He talks about the tattoo, and he says that's why they're making the argument that it's not her, but he says, of course, this picture was taken in a mirror, so what you're actually seeing is her right breast. It's the old T switcheroo, the oldest trick in the book.
Oh, yeah. Of course. The T switcheroo.
Yeah, so very,
It was also taken at the Westin Palace in Madrid for the European MTV Awards. That was the hotel she stayed in 1 month ago, and that is the same bathroom.
They're basing that on the style of the flooring, I see.
Yes.
Well, it certainly wouldn't be surprising if she did that. Because, I mean, he makes a good point at the beginning.
If it is, the only thing that is a scandal is if somebody were to, download this and look at her naked body, minus the censor block. Mm-hmm. It's always such a big deal when somebody snaps a picture of themselves, but for God's sake, she doesn't obviously think like an adult with the best, well, even adults don't think with the best judgment.
Right.
When it comes to taking, and somebody stole it as her private stuff. Who cares? You know? Really?
For sure. I mean, I bet you there are tons of people that have nude photos of themselves or their significant other on their phones right now.
Of course.
And it's fine as long as it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
Yeah, this is terrible that the way it was obtained. My God.
That person could get in trouble. Safety for the New York Giants, Antrell Roll. The Giants have been booed a couple times at home this year. And he didn't like that. And it came up. And his explanation was that people shouldn't be doing that. I'm paraphrasing. But his explanation was you shouldn't be doing that.
He said his name
We're out there.
Antrell?
Antrell Roll.
Antrell Roll.
We're out there in battle. And booing us would be like booing soldiers when they're on the way home from Iraq or Afghanistan.
Oh, boy. Oh, come on.
No, it's not the same.
Booing us as football players would be like booing real soldiers coming back from real war.
That's why, again, we had the argument when we were talking about Derek Anderson, the quarterback of the Arizona Cardinals. He just sounds like he doesn't think clearly, and he probably has a low IQ. Yeah. Well, a lot of football players do. Yeah. A lot of football players are dumb. Yeah. That's why they play football, and they don't have real jobs.
And the smart ones don't say things. They talk about football. They're not going to wade in, so you don't hear about them. You know what I mean?
They're not. Yeah. They're smart enough, or you can either be stupid, and I don't know. This guy is either stupid or the ego clouds the judgment. And if that's the case, that is a kind of stupid, but not necessarily.
Probably both. He's probably stupid and has a big ego.
So that's that you put that together. That's a deadly combination. Oh, yeah. Add in the fact that he's got money, everybody cheers him and loves him most of the time, throws themselves at him, begs him for his autograph. Yeah, that's a great combination. Throw a microphone in front of a jackass like that when something goes sideways. Let the fun begin.
He did apologize.
After somebody told him, no doubt, because he wasn't smart enough to think of it on his own.
Oh, no.
Wrote it for him, probably.
Yeah. Boy. Not a good plan, Antro. Up next, weird work rules. The one that we're going to start with is something that's done in Norway at a workplace. And if this happened anywhere in America, he would get sued, the boss would, and they would lose everything.
That's the thing.
They'd be open and shut. Mm-hmm. Wait till you hear it. Ladies, you'll be offended. Some men, too. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
From St. Vincent St. Mary High School, number 6, LeBron
James. Boy, did they boo.
And that's, LeBron responded by kicking their ass.
He did.
Yeah. Big time.
Hit his first shot, then missed a couple. Cleveland played some spirited basketball early. J.J. Hickson, their power forward, had a couple dunks. He was playing great.
I saw the one dunk early on.
Then reality struck. LeBron had 24 points in the third quarter alone, sat down with 38 at the end of the third.
38, the
never
end
bothered
of
to come back. There's a video going around on the internet where at one point you can see LeBron running his mouth to the Cleveland bench, and one of the assistant coaches for Cleveland clearly says, "Shut the F up, LeBron." You don't have to have a master's degree in reading lips to understand that one.
You can't go back with your decision, but do you regret how it ended? You'd like to apologize for the way it ended?
I don't want to apologize. I think, my intentions was not to hurt anyone. My intentions were solely on kids during the whole process. I always say, decisions I make, I live with them. There's always ways that you can correct them or ways that you can do them better. But at the end of the day, I live with them. And, I'm satisfied. I'm happy right now.
There are certain teams that I rarely ever rooted for. Almost never. Boston. I don't root for the Bulls. They're all rivals of the team that I grew up liking. I don't like rooting for the Lakers, but man, I'm going to root my balls off for them when they play the Heat now. I love it when Boston killed them earlier this year.
Yeah.
The fans had their say tonight. What would you like to say to them if you could?
7 great years. Loved every part. Loved every moment. From the growth from I was an 18-year-old kid to a 25-year-old man. And, tried our best. As a team, we tried our best.
Whatever.
You know who's being a sore loser is Dan Gilbert. At least that's the rumor, because there were reports yesterday, whether or not they turn out to be credible or not, but there were some reports over the last couple days that he has hired a very high-powered law firm in Cleveland to track down and make a case as to why LeBron James, the Miami Heat, specifically Pat Riley, are guilty of tampering. And he's going to present that to the NBA, and if the NBA then pursues it, they could penalize the Miami Heat, maybe draft picks, maybe a big amount of money, whatever. That has happened before.
Tampering, to me, that's especially in sports, it's just so stupid, because at the end of some guy's contract, he can either leave or he can't. Mm-hmm. So who cares if he talks to somebody ahead of time? I mean, it's
against the contract.
If he has the intention of leaving, he's going to leave. Yeah. No, I know. I mean, I understand that it's against the contract, and I understand it's against the league. But why? I mean, who cares?
Well,
they're gonna talk. It's just because they'll try to go out of their way to hide the fact that they're having discussions. They're still going to talk on the side. It's not hard to do. It's easy to have a conversation behind closed doors or on a telephone.
Yeah, but not everybody under a contract does that. I mean, we've never done that.
No, but our contract allows it. That's the difference. Ours actually says, go ahead. I think it's called the "we want you to leave" clause.
Yeah, it's the "just in case you've worn out your welcome" clause.
It's a mixed blessing clause.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, tampering in the NBA and most sports only happens when somebody else does it. I think that's the bigger picture.
Right.
If it was the other way around and he had ended up in Cleveland, his hometown, and they had been pitching it to him when he visited in March, I doubt they would have been quick to say, "Oh, hey, we did some tampering."
Yep. Right. Of course.
So there are work rules, and then there are work rules. Some work rules are stupid. Remember a while ago when we had the memo up the kitchen?
You know there's got to be rules. Got to be rules.
taken down after we made fun of it. Remember when I read the memo on the air that someone had put up above the microwave saying that you needed to be respectful of your coworkers by hitting clear after you took your stuff out of the microwave, and so you didn't leave spare seconds on the timer?
Yeah, it was really annoying to see either blinking lights or just a random 09 up there.
It's amazing you bring this up because from what I understand, just by hearing other people around here talk about it, there is a bunch of that going on in our workplace right now. But there's like a civil war, is what you indicated earlier.
Yeah, there were a series of memos over the last couple of days about behaviors and things that you can and cannot do.
For once, we have nothing to do with it.
Well, except our toaster got thrown away, and you had to go and dig it out of the trash.
We did have to retrieve the toaster.
It's amazing, man. I don't know what went down. I don't know who did what. All I know is...
Well, there were crumbs next to the toaster.
Well, I know. From the detailing, according to both parties, or one party... I go in there, and the toaster's in the garbage. I go, what's up? We actually bought that toaster because the other one broke, and
we like to...
Boy, I'm going to get it out. So I got it out of the trash, and it was dirty. I go, I better clean this thing anyway. And I put it in our office so it didn't get thrown in the garbage again. And then a damn email comes across, and apparently somebody had made crumbs from the toaster, and then somebody else went and grabbed the toaster and said, I've had it with this, and threw it away, Joe. Drink, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going on. All the plates are gone. Food thrown out.
Threw the plates
It's a civil war in there.
God dang it, man. I'm glad for once we have nothing to do with it.
I have always been a bring my stuff from home kind of guy.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter to me. But
we've usually been pretty good about just kind of picking up our own stuff. But
I actually wash a dish when I'm done with it and put it back in our office. I have and I still have the one. I have the one dish.
Yeah,
because I kept it in the office.
I do the same thing with like a fork and a knife.
There's no dishwashing detergent. We have an automatic a dishwasher there, and people would load it up, but then it wouldn't get washed because there was no detergent.
There's nothing to put in there. It's just so you'd be running water.
So it became. There was obviously nothing happening, so people were like, well, geez, what do we do now? So, and then one day, a bunch of dishes piled up, and then all hell broke loose. Apparently, that was too much to handle, and it went haywire. So I have the one dish, and if anybody wants to use it, I will let you have it, but it's got a rental fee. It's a capitalistic environment here. It is $8 per use.
Well, supply is way down, and demand is way up.
I also have...
You are in the catbirds.
Yeah. I brought some paper plates and some plasticware, all on my desk, as it always has been. And so if anybody wants to use it, I will let you use it, but there's going to be a fee.
I have 2 forks and 2 knives that I keep on my desk for such occasions.
Yeah.
I will not let anyone use them.
Yeah, I have my plasticware and my paper bowls that I use. So we're good.
What happened?
I mean, we're
brought
good.
This on? Did somebody
once. Well, the kitchen was filthy.
Well, it was, yeah. I mean,
filthy.
There is no doubt that,
and
there had been some systemic failures by certain people to clean up after themselves.
Yeah.
There's no doubt there.
The only way to fix it is to make it so that the kitchen is useless.
Yeah, because now apparently what happened was because you indicated somebody threw away all of the plates and all of the silver gone.
And all of everything in the freezer and the refrigerator, even like condiments.
There was a note that said, "We're throwing everything. Get your stuff out of the refrigerator, and the freezer." And so not everybody saw it. There's a lot of people that work here. So people, let's say what's his name, brings in 3 frozen food entrees for the week. He shows up the next day to get one for lunch, and everything's thrown away. And so he went bananas. It was one of our engineers, and he's like, oh no, boy, that was a bad deal.
The most mild-mannered guy maybe in the building.
Right.
And now somebody took all the light bulbs. All the light bulbs have been taken out, and there's a note. It says the light bulbs were too dusty, and the light privileges have been removed.
Shut up.
I'm not kidding you. If you were to go there right now, there is a note hanging there that this civil war has escalated to we are not allowed to turn on the lights because there was an amount of dust on the lights. I swear to God, I just walked by there. And everybody's like, why is it so dark in here?
Well, what are you going to do in there anyway? You can't eat or cook.
Well, that's one way to keep it clean.
Lights, yeah.
You can't see.
Yeah.
That's got to be a joke. That's like Dave Kim. That's got Dave Kim written all over it.
That guy's hilarious.
He is funny.
So I have those workplace rules. There are some here who feel that Might be a little too stringent. I'm sure there are people listening who are saying, my job is stupid. This is the workplace rule we have. And if you want to share yours, 1-800-947-3979. But the one that actually had me say, oh, my God, we got to talk about this. A law firm in Norway, the person who owns and runs the business has mandated that women, when they are having their time of the month, must wear a red rubber wristband a la Livestrong on those days.
Oh, no.
To signify their ill attitudes.
Oh, my gosh.
So instead of silly band, it's like a rag band?
It is. Excuse me, your attitude is poor. Would you please go get your rag strap, please?
Oh, my gosh. That is awesome. That happened.
Did you say this is a law firm?
Yes.
Apparently no knowledge of the law.
Well, maybe in Norway. Maybe it's not against the law.
Who knows?
You have to show that you're having this issue.
Seriously,
come on.
If you tried that here, your business would be shut down before noon. At 9 o'clock, you hand out period bans or whatever, and at noon, your place is out of business, closed.
Wow, that is amazing. That is so funny.
I want to hire a woman,
but it is there.
I want to hire a woman for our company, Dainty Hunchback, just so we can make our only employee, who would be the senior employee in that instance, tell her she has to wear one of these, and then he can get sued. Steve, how's that sound?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, it would be up to Steve to do that if he is he's the regional vice president of Dainty Hunchback. So
right, Steve?
Oh, yeah, that's right, huh? What? Yeah, I agree with you guys. That's a good idea.
I would love to have a woman here, just not so much for what she would bring to the radio show, not so much for anything creatively, just so that when she's having an issue, to say, so what's going on? Tell me about it. What's it like? I'm trying to experience what you're experiencing. Why are you so pissed off? Life's not that bad. You work on the radio. It's not really like it's work or anything.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
Could be worse.
Tell me.
Nicole joins us. Hi, Nicole. What's your stupid work rule?
Hi. It's actually been pretty recent. I work at a medical billing center with over 200 employees, and we've been getting emails that the managers have noticed a lot of people are texting.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we are not allowed to text on our phone.
Oh, boy.
I'm not sure that's a bad rule.
Well, it's not bad.
Kind of sucks.
Some people are constantly on their phones. You know, they have the smartphone and the iPhones, and they're on their Facebook accounts or whatever. But I'm just wondering how they're supposed to keep tabs on over 200 employees on not texting.
They're just hoping that it'll cut down on it.
Yeah, that's something.
Some people will adhere to it.
Thank you, Nicole.
I
don't blame employers for not wanting people to do that, but good luck stopping it.
I get this terrible feeling whenever my kids are texting too much, because it just feels like they're detached from the family chemistry.
Yeah.
And I say, all right, it is now time to unplug that and put that away.
Yeah.
And I'll take it and say, okay, no more. No more. I'm tired of that thing buzzing in the middle of a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It's freeing. It seems excellent.
Yeah,
I agree. According to Allison sent this email, and she makes an important note about that company in Norway. Part of the reason that they instituted the red band is so that other employees would understand why they would take more bathroom breaks.
Oh.
But again, I don't think that makes it better.
No,
because I don't think that's fair to women to say, hey, by the way, it's like the scarlet letter. No pun intended.
If people are doing their jobs well enough, they don't have enough time to pay attention to how often Judy is going to the bathroom. Unless she's going in there for a crazy amount of time, like every hour you lose Judy for half an hour.
Right.
Then people will start to notice. But if she just, goes in there a little more frequently to do her thing real quick and change things out, no one's going to pay attention to that unless you're the office busybody who literally has nothing better to do.
Who cares, right?
We got an email. It says that'd be... The red band would be awesome help at a bar. You'd know not to pick her up. That's Jim in New Hampshire. Thank you, Jim.
Save your time.
There was a gross pig at the radio station when we were in Omaha Hot Wings. That she was Connie's friend from college.
Oh, yeah.
She wasn't inherently gross at first glance, but once you got to know her, at least for me, the grosser she got.
She's a little piggy.
Piggish. She was staying with Connie, who worked at our radio station. See if you think this is cool. She loved hockey players. And so Connie would come home from wherever, and Connie would find her in her bed watching TV with a hockey game on, treating herself like an amusement park. In her bed.
Oh, yeah.
That's hot. That's a little bit too much from a guest. But she, one night, decided she was going to come home from the bar with me. We were all leaving the Scott Street pub.
Yeah.
You were there. Do you remember this by chance?
Vaguely.
Very uncomfortable, because I made it very clear, no thanks. No, I'm coming home with you. Nope. Tried to be polite the first couple times. Boy, I'm really tired. Boy, I got to get up early. No, I'm going to come with you. No. Follows me anyway. I go, all right, well, you can sleep on my couch. I'll drive you home in the morning. This is stupid. You could just ride home now, because that's all that's happening. And she was persistent when we got to the house for a while. I ignored her. Gross. The next day, I take her home, come back, look in my trash, and there's a delightful leftover in there right on the top.
Oh, no.
Thanks a lot, pig.
Yeah.
What's wrong with
Not
that?
even wrapped?
No.
Just
it was like it was her way of giving me the finger.
We got email from Melissa in Maine. My past employer would make you go home and change your shoes if it was discovered that your shoes caused scuff marks on the floor. That sounds like something that would happen here.
That does.
Boy,
yeah,
does
that
it.
sounds. That
I bet
sounds
you that's
like it
next.
Could
I don't
happen.
know. Yeah, geez.
That hadn't been thought of, but maybe now.
That's a good one. Skid-proof shoes.
Yeah,
Up
you don't
next,
want those.
Celebrity Virginity Price is Right. You'll learn about celebrities. That's next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wig Show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
The suspect known as the King of Spam has been nabbed by the FBI. Oleg Nikolaenko, a 23-year-old Russian, allegedly sent 10 billion spam emails a day. 1/3 of the world's spam, hustling everything from fake Rolex watches and counterfeit prescription drugs to potions supposed to increase sexual performance. He was arrested in Las Vegas after a 3-year manhunt.
Spam, sausage, spam, 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 bacon, spam, tomato and spam. I don't like spam!
1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com. Still fun.
Stop it.
Name that blank in 35 minutes. A little bit later this hour, in about 15 minutes, Hot Wings saw a post on Facebook. Not the kind of Facebook post you see every day. The kind of Facebook post that you put down your smartphone or you close your computer and go, whoa.
Yeah, this is a good one, man.
Explosive. This is wildfire traveling through the tubes, as Ted Stevens would have said. Time for a little celebrity virginity price is right. Okay?
All right.
I'm going to give you the celebrity. You tell me the age they lost their virginity. Closest to the actual age without over gets the point. Most points get you the Celebrity Virginity Price is Right Championship. Valid for trade-in for one free white towel the next time we stay at a hotel and you put it in your bag.
Free for prize will award you a virgin.
So closest without going over.
There's a lot at stake here.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. This is an important game. This all stems from the fact that Khloe Kardashian's recent admission that she lost her virginity at the age of 14 to a significantly older man. She talked about how that disgusted her later on.
It did. Yeah. But at the time, she was down. She was DTF.
Yep. Let's start you off with Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh, Harry Potter.
Oh. Harry Potter.
Or otherwise known as Harry Potty.
Harry Potty.
From time to time.
Steve, you're first. What age?
17.
Joe?
I think he was young, like 14.
Hot Wings.
I'm going to go 15.
Eric Zane.
Is there any way that any of these people haven't lost their virginity? Or
all of the people that we're going to talk about have lost their virginity.
Do you know how old he is overall? He's over. I don't know if he's actually
20-ish.
I believe he's 20 or just over that.
I'm going to say 15.
That is what someone else already
16.
said. You're going to say 16? Sure. 16 is correct.
Oh,
I guess. That worked out very well for you.
Shoehorned it in there nicely.
Mm-hmm.
16 years
Britney
old.
Spears, we mentioned earlier, so we'll just give you that one. She said she was 14. That was revealed in her mother's book. She lost her virginity to a football player at her high school. By the way, there was a rumored released audio tape of her first husband, Jason Alexander, the dude she was married to for like 18 hours, claiming that Britney had said that her current boyfriend or whatever beats her, and it was all fabricated and a lie. And she was quoted as saying that her ex-husband in Star Magazine could, quote, kiss her southern white Louisiana ass. And I thought that was a very good quote.
Yeah, that is very good.
Tina Fey, I believe she's in the ballpark of 40 years old. How old was she when she lost her virginity? Zane, you're first on this one.
Okay. How old was she when the dog mangled her face?
I believe she was early teen or younger.
That has an impact. Because if you have a mangled face, you're not going to get it on early.
No.
20.
Zane says 20. Howigs?
I've seen pictures of her. She wasn't anything to write home about for a long time. I'm going to say she was 24.
Okay. Late bloomer then.
Yeah. Joe?
Yeah, I'm saying 25.
Steve?
23.
One of you is exactly right. That person is Hotwigs. She was 24. Her vagina is single owner.
What?
She married the person she lost her virginity to. Presumably single owner.
Okay.
24. She is a self-described late bloomer. Matthew Fox, star of Lost. How old was he when he lost it? Joe, you're first.
16.
Hotwings?
18.
Eric Zane?
13.
Steve?
15.
You're all over. Correct answer is 12.
12.
With a 14-year-old girl.
Oh, boy. Gross. He barely had pubes. Jeez. It's probably like half-inch of growth there.
Yeah.
Lisa Kudrow, Phoebe from Friends, and she's been in a bunch of indie movies since then. How old was Lisa Kudrow? Joe, you're first this time.
18.
Eric Zane?
4.
No. 4.
Traumatic.
15. 15.
15. Hotwigs?
12.
Steve?
Wow, that's
14.
terrible.
Who had the highest number?
I think I did.
What did you say?
I said 18.
18. She was 32.
32?
She waited until marriage.
Yeah, way to go.
Oh.
32.
Way to go, nun.
Oh, I thought she was probably one of those like earthy chicks that grew up in one of those hippie families that just started doing it.
Because of the characters she's played.
For sure,
it kind of seems that
I just
way.
kind of assumed they ate pine cones and had sex.
32 and a trail of blue balls. Way to go.
Supermodel
CTs.
Adriana Lima.
Oh, boy.
What age did she lose her virginity? On Celebrity Virginity, Price is Right. Eric Zane.
22.
Hotwigs.
Yeah, I was going to say a little later, too. 21.
Joe?
24.
Steve?
I'll say 27.
One of you is exactly right.
Who is it?
New Jersey-bound Steve is correct. She's 27. She also waited till marriage, till she married the ugliest player in the NBA, Marko Jaric, who now plays in Europe. 27. There's another path of blue ball destruction right there.
No kidding. A supermodel?
Mm-hmm. Johnny Depp.
All right.
Okay.
Hotwigs.
13.
Correct. We'll just stop everybody else.
Sweet.
He was 13.
Jeez.
He was in a rock band. She was an over 18 groupie for a 13-year-old's rock band. That doesn't seem appropriate.
How old is he now? Like 45? 40?
I'd say probably in that area, probably 45.
So he's playing like Boston?
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
Here's one from Foghat. And groupies are throwing themselves at him?
Yeah, digging it.
Dustin Hoffman.
Okay.
Start of The Graduate.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that was a long time ago when he was young. So
Just got an email from Josh who says, you're talking about losing virginity? I lost mine at 7.
You did not.
No, I don't believe you.
Didn't.
And if you did, you should have sought counseling, or your parents should have done something for you.
All right.
Yeah, well, maybe he was bent over, but...
Okay. Yeah,
what's that pig doing to that other pig?
This topic isn't who was sodomized.
Yeah. Dustin Hoffman, Steve.
22.
22. Hot Wings.
20.
Nope. Joe? He's out. Eric Zane? Yeah.
What?
Hoffman was 15. An older girl mistook him for his brother in a dark room at a party when their parents were gone.
Oh, that's like every kid's dream.
Yeah. Brooke Shields.
Oh, she was one of those famous virgins. Or at least a acclaimed famous virgin.
Isn't she a real problem now? She's been cackling about something.
Yeah, she takes antidepressants.
Wait.
Well, not a man.
Yeah,
maybe.
way to go. You had postpartum depression.
No,
you suck.
If that's the case, that doesn't seem like a problem. But
No, she was the one who was
she the
responding.
immunization one?
No, she was the one that Tom Cruise had said you shouldn't. Postpartum depression is a fairy tale, and you shouldn't take medications. And she's the one who spoke out and said, "Hey, man, I dealt with that." Weird. So she's actually pretty credible, I would say.
Yeah.
28.
28. Hot Wings. Did you ever say a date?
No. 29.
Joe.
9.
9. Come
During
on.
Island of the Blue Dolphin or what? Steve.
30.
Joe is closest without going over at 9. Her actual age was 22.
Yes.
She says she regrets waiting so long, though. Now she knows about boning. She wishes she had started earlier. I'm paraphrasing.
Oh. Thought she was one of those chicks that waited until she was married.
I think you guys know this story. Anthony Kiedis from the Chili Peppers.
I don't.
I don't recall a story about him.
Okay. Well, I thought his story was
Does this have
fairly
anything
famous.
to do with his mongrel dad who hangs out around here?
Yes.
Oh, it does?
Uh-oh.
This guy, is dad named Blackie?
I think so.
Oh, I think I do recall this
guy's
slightly.
a lunatic. All right? He looks like an urchin walking around down the street. We'll see him from time to time hanging around Fridays.
Always dressed in, like, black sport coats and black pants.
Oh, big time, dude.
The last time I saw him at...
it's a disaster.
At the bar, he's sitting in there for, I don't know, like an hour. I mean, this is like 5 years ago now, but he's sitting there for like an hour. And the whole time he's wearing black leather gloves.
Yep. Kiedis' dad is always roaming around here, picking out ashtrays and barfing on the street.
Anthony Kiedis. Anybody want to guess the age? When he lost his virginity?
Well, you said it involved his dad, so 1.
10.
I'm going to say Joe says 10.
11.
Hot Wings 11. Steve, you want to play?
12.
12 is correct. He lost it to his dad's girlfriend. It does not say whether or not dad said, hey, show the boy around, or if he just was a better lover than dad.
Mm-hmm.
Gross.
That is pretty gross.
Mm-hmm.
Angelina Jolie.
20.
Hot Wings?
9.
9. Joe?
Damn. 9 is taken. 13.
Butthead Lautner? You say 8?
8.
Steve?
17.
She was 14, which seems old for her. Afterwards, she said that she grabbed the knife and cut him in order to feel closer to him.
Oh, boy.
Hey, weirdo.
Yep. That's how it starts.
How'd she get Brad Pitt? She's a weirdo.
Up next, Hot Wings will share with you something that was posted on his Facebook by somebody he knew in high school. And even though you don't know the person, it'll still make you go, oh.
That's what I did.
Oh,
my, uh-oh.
Somebody's in a real uncomfortable position today.
Oh, I wouldn't have posted that.
We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
I'm hooked on Facebook. I used to meet girls hanging out at the mall, but now I just wait for them to write on my wall. Take a look. You're hooked on Facebook. Hey, it says that Link's status has changed. He's playing the recorder.
Just Joe.
Facebook.
Just Steve.
At the mall, but now I just wait for them to write on my wall.
Just Butthead.
Facebook. On Facebook.
That was awesome.
Terrible. You gotta start laughing with his honky sound.
Joe.
By the way, man, he should have been flawless right there, because one thing I learned about Butthead Lautner on our trip is he knows the lyrics to every song on pop radio and sings them out loud while dancing.
Yeah? Like Kesha?
Like I'm not even there. Kesha.
Like you got it all.
Is that true, Butthead?
Not Kesha, but yes.
But everything else.
But everything but Kesha.
But he goes, when you get out here, you listen to the hit music station, don't you?
Well, no, it's just...
You like the Hot 100.
Why are you even lying? Yesterday, you stopped at a state. Yeah, it is okay. I listened to it. You stopped on a song and went, this is a good one. And it was Kesha.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
I did not stop on Kesha.
Shut up, you did. You just did. It's fact. You did.
And if you did, it's all right.
Yeah, and it's fine.
That's fine.
She's terrible, and you're an idiot for liking it. But it's all right.
But you're young, so, you know, you still dig top 40, and that's all right, man. Don't sweat it.
So Hotwig's logged on to his Facebook account today and went, we just heard him go, oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, this was crazy. You know, I mean, every so often, anybody who's got a Facebook account, even if you're not somebody who posts regularly, you check out whatever's on the news feed. It's your front page, and you just go, so-and-so wishes everyone the best for the first week of December. So-and-so has a fun day planned. So-and-so, yay, Friday. You know, I mean, it's all that kind of stuff generally, and you go, yeah, whatever.
Most of them one snooze after another, yeah.
Or it's some forward that says... Like this one, change your Facebook profile picture to a cartoon from your childhood. The goal to not see a human face on Facebook until Monday the 6th. Join the fight against child abuse. Copy and paste your status. Wait, what? How does a cartoon whatever. You know, these are just the things that go around for some reason on people's Facebook posting.
My wife doesn't do that. Well, she does better now, but before she used to put these cryptic ones up that no one would have any idea, and they just assume it's me as the problem, because she'd write, I knew it would happen. I feel so lost. And
and leave it at that.
And then that's it. What did he do to you? What's his problem? And meanwhile, she wrote it because, you know, she was confused at an episode of Heroes.
I knew this would happen.
I can't believe it took this long for me to find out. I feel so dumb. I feel betrayed. Post from millions of friends. That son of a bitch. We knew it. We knew it all along. Oh, no, I was just talking about the Sanford and Son rerun special on Nick at Night.
I didn't know Lamont took the mailbox.
That damn Rollo.
I actually said to her, I go, look, okay, hold on here. No more mystery updates that have people guessing. Don't do that. That's terrible.
Yeah, and if you're the person, and I don't think your wife did this, but if you're the person that puts those posts where you just beg for people to say, what's wrong? You should know everyone hates you.
No,
and if not everyone, I hate you.
The ones that post to it and go, I'm there for you. They're the ones, they do the same thing.
Yeah. The worst. Well, Hot Wings, this is none of that. This is, I don't even know these people. You haven't seen them in years, and this is still wildfire.
This is subtle as our engineer Sean trying to keep a prank secret.
This is, yes. And by that, you mean not subtle. And what makes it even less subtle is the fact that the person who posted this news feed last night at 7 p.m. is typically somebody who, well, for instance, since Tuesday has posted 18 times nothing but so-and-so is mixing it up in cafe world. So-and-so has invited you to happy hour. So-and-so is sharing Thanksgiving.
So-and-so is this person.
It's all this person who does nothing but like Farmville and cafe world and, you know, super stay-at-home mom pants type person.
And when she has some free time, she goes to her Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yes, which is all frequently. So it made it all the more stunning last night as I'm looking at the news feed, and all of a sudden I see a swear word. And that's all it took for me to read the rest of the post from this person who ordinarily is very like dry white toast on Facebook. Quote, caught my piece of S husband, David, real last name, having an affair. Uh-oh. Word to the wise, if you are going to cheat, don't use your personal cell, especially if your wife has itemized billing.
Oh, no! Oh, my God! Oh, my gosh, no!
Called the girlfriend, and she admits it. Then proceeded to call me back and make a threat. She can have him. You want to see a woman scorned.
Holy
just
crap.
wait.
Oh, no. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, she's just getting started.
God. Oh, my gosh. Hey, oh, my God.
Can't say I blame her.
No.
Holy balls.
I want to throw up.
But announcing to the... I understand.
Oh, no.
Wanting to publicly humiliate him. But, man, I mean... Well, she's got like 300 friends, and a lot of them are all of us, like people that went to high school with her that haven't seen her in years.
Doesn't matter. She'll pick up the pieces later. Don't worry about that.
It doesn't matter, man.
Do you think he's one of her Facebook friends, and he found out that way? Can you imagine? He goes, "Oh, my wife."
I don't know. I think she dumped it. I mean, she went full bore. It was on. This was atom bomb response to this fight because
oh God!
Because then I realized immediately, and as I mentioned, she posts a lot, so I see her name come up a lot, and all of a sudden I realized last name is back to original last name already. Oh boy! I mean, everything is like cleared out. There's no pictures of this guy, no nothing.
That's awesome.
Talk about, you know what? I don't blame
atom bomb.
Massive dump.
Goodbye. If you're anyone who was on the fence as to whose friend you were. Boy, is he going to have a hard time winning you over.
Your age, this person graduated at the same time as you?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're in the same class.
38 years old, roughly 37, 38.
Yeah, somebody involved in like the reunion and stuff. So it's
that's
somebody we all get emails from a lot. And
on the bright side, it'll keep you from at the reunion going, "Hey, how's everything? Marriage good? Where's David?"
Oh, yeah, certainly won't be doing that.
Well, that's the thing, though. She's going to have that interaction down the road where it's going to be awkward with someone who isn't on Facebook, and she's going to see him say, "So what?" And she's going to go out of her way to say, "Yeah, that son of a."
And really, somebody's going to find themselves in a conversation they're not happy to be in.
So it's going to take about 3 years for this one to filter through.
She's going to let it all hang out.
For me, if I were at the reunion with her, like if I were Hot Wings and I went to this reunion, when I saw her, that would be the only thing that would pop into my head.
Oh, it will be.
I would be dying to say, "Hey, saw your Facebook post."
Oh, for sure. And so when I see her, I will say this: "Hey, you, it's good to see you." And then that'll be that, and I'll say,
"You look great.
Thank you for helping to organize this. What a wonderful thing you've done. Okay, see you in a while." And then I won't talk to her the rest of the night because we had a class of 400, so it's easy.
That's true,
dude, man.
So easy.
That's tough.
But
that is a tough thing.
But I wish that would happen more. I'm up playing with the baby, and he got fixated on something last night. So I go, well, I got 1 second, and I just pop on my phone and see that, and that is the first post because I had checked it at like 7:01, so it was fresh. It was a steaming new news feed from her, and I just go, "Oh no!"
That if that happened more, I would actually use the Facebook page I have for me personally instead of having accepted 2 people as friends and then went
That is
ignoring it for the last year.
That is the best part of Facebook because I rarely post. I like it when people add pictures sometimes. There are certain people who I know, and I go, "Oh, that's cool. I didn't see that." But you just hold out hope that about once a month or maybe once every 6 months, you'll occasionally get a good, juicy bit of gossip posted. Instead of just, "Hey, kids are at school. I'm having a glass of wine." Mm-hmm. So what?
Did anybody comment, or can you give us any of the comments, or did anybody give a thumbs up or like?
Yes, there was by the time I saw it, there was already a comment and a thumbs up like.
Can you give a little insight as to what the people that are on her friends list are responding to? That big bomb.
Well, no doubt. I mean, so far there's only been a couple. Because a lot of times, even if you barely know somebody, there's some weirdness about on Facebook when you're friends and somebody posts something, and if you have any interest at all, you'll go, oh, wow, that's really cool that you just did that or whatever. Like, I have a girl that I talked to maybe once in high school, but she's serving in Afghanistan. Mm-hmm. So she'll post, and I'm like, this is really awesome that I can see what you're doing over there, and it's cool. And I've had conversations that I never had before with this person while I actually knew them. But so these people, nobody's posting on this though, except real close friends. And the one writes, "Screw him. He's not even worth your time or effort. You can use that towards better things. He's already proven how low he is."
Oh, boy. You see, now it really... And that's going to fuel the fire of the rage, the internal strength that's going to come out.
And then the next one, "The best form of revenge is success. Might not seem like it now, but believe me, I've been there, and the success continues. Oh, sweet revenge, how I love you."
No, you need to murder him, and so we can have a plot of Snapped. That's what happens when on Snapped. I'm waiting for episodes to filter through about Facebook being the revelation. We're not there yet.
It will happen.
Come on, I want to see. I'm going to tune in Sunday night for another Snapped marathon.
Eddie joins us. Hi, Eddie.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, man.
Not much. You know a couple that does stuff like this all the time?
Yeah, I've got a cousin down in Alabama, and him and his wife, man, they just have problems constantly, and they're constantly fighting. But I'd say probably every 2 or 3 months, they get to yelling and screaming at each other, but they don't do it in person. It's all on Facebook. It's from wall to wall, and it's just there for everybody to see.
Wow. Who does that?
That's awful.
That's so...
I don't know.
Wow.
I mean, and they get to flinging around, language that if I said it on here, y'all could get kicked off the air.
Right, yeah. And they're doing it in front of everybody, all of their friends. Boy, it's uncomfortable.
They've got like 200-300 friends on each of their pages, and they just air it out there for everybody to see.
Wow. I don't like hanging out with those people in person, much less having to read their stuff online when they're fighting like that.
Boy, I would never, ever want to talk to people like that.
Jimbo joins us. He's on the Harmonizer to remain anonymous. Hi, Jimbo.
Excellent.
Hi, guys.
What did Facebook do to you?
Yeah, man.
During my divorce, I posted a picture of my ex on there with a caption, "Not missing this skanky ass."
Oh.
It was a picture of her, like, after she had kids, and she was walking down the beach, and it was just pouring out of her bikini bottom.
Oh, no.
See her face, but,
It didn't matter.
Contextually, everyone knew.
Okay, so you... $5,000 in lawyer fees, and I had to sign an agreement that I'm not allowed to post any pictures of her online.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Holy moly, boy, that's an ugly one. Was it worth it?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Jimbo.
It was worth it. You knew it was worth it.
Up next, name that blank. You got a chance to win the 20-gig refurbished iPod from Rapid Repair at rapidrepair.com. We need 4 contestants, 1-800-947-3979. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
Right here! Right there! Like, damn it! What are we gonna do tonight? Do we have any pride? You have it now! Is that Wilson football? Is that what we sacrifice our life for? To go out there and embarrass our program!
I like that. Is that what we sacrifice?
God, he's
Coach Sylvester there.
Swallow.
That guy could be listening on the Bone in eastern Pennsylvania. I'll bet there are people listening who know him.
Well, if you are, punch yourself in the balls, because you're an idiot.
Yeah. There's part of that. That was a lecture to his team before their big game, the most important moment of their 18-year-old lives. You have any pride, Danny? I did, until I became so closely associated with you.
Thank you.
Love that clip.
Bad football Bobby Knight.
Time to play a little Name That Blank.
Okay.
This is for a chance to win the 20-gig refurbished iPod from Rapid Repair. You can find them online at rapidrepair.com. Steve has prepared the list this week because Joe is busy traveling halfway across the country with Butthead Lautner.
Yep.
You can see the video, by the way, of the antiquing at freebeerandhotwings.com in show videos, open to everybody. Dana joins us in Nashville. Hi, Dana.
Morning.
Welcome. Brooke in St. Cloud. Hi, Brooke.
Hi, guys. Love the show.
Thank you. Welcome. Thanks. Adam in Grand Rapids. Hi, Adam.
Hello.
And Eric also in Nashville. Hi, Eric.
Hello, guys.
Welcome. This game, pretty straightforward. We're going to give you a blank that you have to name with a clue. And then we'll play some audio to help you do that. Buzz in, and whoever gets it right first gets the point. Okay? You can only buzz in once per question. So if you get one wrong, you've got to sit out until the next one's going. Buzz in good and loud. Use your name to buzz in. And then please don't answer until we call on you to make sure we get the right person. Okay?
Yeah.
Got it. Number one. The winner's going to get a 20 gig refurbished iPod from Rapid Repair at rapidrepair.com. Number one. Name the singer of this earworm song.
Ring, 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 ring. Banana phone.
That's hard.
Yin, yang, yin, yang, yin. Banana phone. It's a real live mama and papa phone. A brother and sister and a dog phone. A grandpa phone and a grandma phone too. Oh, yeah.
Dana.
Is it Raffy?
Yeah. Ragtime beat.
Wow. I would have
banana phone.
Bet on no one getting that.
Can you imagine if this was playing in the background as one of the bits of music during Boardwalk Empire right before Nucky shoots somebody in the face?
It seems possible.
Cellular, banana phone. Banana phone. Ring, ring, ring.
Yeah.
Phone with a peel. Banana
phone with a peel.
I really like when on that show when Nucky yells at Eli and makes him feel like a little man, even right to his face.
Is Eli the guy?
Eli's the cop, the sheriff, his brother.
His brother. Okay, I like when he screams at his butler, the dude.
Oh yeah, it's a great show, man. That is the best.
I hate that when you and I reference it. It's like you're the only person I know who watches that show, Freeber.
Yeah.
Nobody I know watches that mother effing show.
When we did the game show last week, Jason John from T-John E, he had watched every episode.
That's right.
And so him and I are like, let's go off and talk about Boardwalk Empire.
Oh,
yeah, it was scandalous.
Jesus. What's wrong with you people?
Dana's got one. Brooke, Adam, and Eric have none. That makes sense. We've only done one. Number two, name the movie.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking. Looks like I picked the wrong week.
Adam.
Airplane.
Yeah.
Of course. Quit drinking. Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit amphetamines. Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
Who was that actor that was doing
Peter Graves.
That's right.
No. Peter Graves was not that guy. Peter Graves was the pilot. Was one of the pilots.
Oh, that was Lloyd Bridges?
No.
Yeah.
I think it was Lloyd Bridges.
Yeah, it was
Lloyd
right.
Bridges. Peter Graves was one of the pilots.
You're right. He was the pilot guy.
Hey, Steve, this next one, was it on television yesterday and you happened to be watching?
No.
So,
number three, name the fictional author giving this speech.
Ray, people will come, Ray.
Dana.
Terrence Mann.
Yes. From the
Field of Dreams.
From the 21-year-old film Field of Dreams, which I happened to watch for 5 minutes yesterday, right at that part. That's weird.
Wow.
For reasons they can't even fathom.
I never got to read that book about when he went out in the corn. He said he'd write about it.
All I hear is Darth Vader.
Yeah. Steve doesn't know what that is.
Steve doesn't know what that is.
No.
Number four, name the sport being commented on in this clip.
Oh, I think we've got a broken leg. Oh, dear.
I think that was Brooke.
Yep, soccer.
Correct.
Oh, boy, we got a listener.
Yeah. Oh, dear. Oh, what a horrible injury. That is not something you want to see on the field of play.
Brooke listens regularly.
Yesterday, the World Cup announced that the 2018 World Cup would be in Qatar.
2022, I think.
Was it 2022?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, 2018 is
Russia.
Yes.
Russia.
Qatar is smaller than Connecticut and has a population less than that of Houston, which makes it amazing that it's going to be there. But the bigger thing that's amazing is the average July temperature is well over 115 degrees. That's including the night times.
That's trouble, man.
Average noontime temperature is 130, and they say they're going to find a way to cool the open air stadiums. They're going to air condition the outdoors.
Of course they are.
Gigantic fans with
the
cooling mist.
Yeah.
That is going to be an awesome fiasco.
That liquid has to evaporate, and it won't if the heat and humidity are high.
Yeah. Dana's got 2. Brooke has 1. Adam has 1. Eric has none so far, but this is a very good game. Name the inventor according to this song. Nope, Steve says that's the wrong one.
Wait a minute, were we on number 5?
That was number 6. I skipped one, I'm sorry. Name this classic video game. Brooke.
Atari?
That is incorrect.
Keep listening. Okay. That right. Who said
Dana?
Dana?
Dana.
Is it Donkey Kong?
You know it.
It is.
Oh, this is taking me right back. Oh, my God. I am right there at the Pampa Lanes in Warren, Michigan. 13 at Van Dyke.
I remember standing at the Meijer with my dad on Gratiot and Saginaw watching other people play this because they couldn't get him to give me a quarter and thinking this is the best video games we'll ever get in my whole life.
I get pissed off and kick it and play Crazy Climber or Paperboy.
Dana has 3, Brooke has 1, Adam has 1. Now this one. Name the inventor according to this song.
Cleveland leads the nation in drifters. Here's a statue of. He's the guy who invented Cleveland. Yeah!
Eric.
Jesus?
No, it is not Jesus Cleveland.
But that would be awesome.
That's a good guess. I want to give
Cleveland
you a point.
was invented by Jesus Cleveland.
Here's a statue of. He's the guy who invented Cleveland. Yeah!
Not as far off as you think.
Anybody?
Brooke.
Brooke?
Moses?
Correct.
Yeah.
Cleveland leads the nation in drifters. Here's a statue of Moses Cleveland. He's the guy who invented Cleveland. Yeah!
As if Cleveland hasn't been kicked in the crotch enough lately. Dana has 3, Brooke has 2, Adam has 1, Eric has 0, but he has the best guess of the game.
Some horny people on the phone.
Yeah, big time. You guys all want to do it, don't you?
That laughter indicates wet mitt. There you go.
Oh, you can hear
Jesus. The number. It's like stepping onto a wet grass field. Oh, more.
Yep.
Wet mitt.
Soaked sponge right now.
We're just talking about the dudes. Yeah. Number 7. Name the person being intern-viewed in this clip.
What is the name of the game?
It's the Don King video about the boxes.
He said the Don.
I think I heard Brooke. Brooke?
Yep. Don King?
No.
Oh.
King video about the boxing. What platform is that on?
Well, I haven't played it yet. I haven't done anything yet because it just came out. It's going to be released next week or so like that.
What system do you play it on? Do you know?
No, you'll be able to play it on. I guess you can go to the store and buy it, and then you'll be able to play it on whatever.
Oh my God!
He has no idea.
Anybody got
asking?
Nope. That is former intern Milton, and he was intern viewing former heavyweight champion Larry Holmes.
One time we were talking to Larry, and Larry said, "I didn't learn how to read till I was like 25."
Yeah. And clearly that is barely.
That was great because when he did that interview, the PR person said, hey, don't ask him anything specifically about the game because he doesn't know anything about video games. He's a 55-year-old illiterate boxing champion. Of course he doesn't. And so he didn't even know the title, Don King Video About the Boxing.
About the boxing.
God, that is the best, man.
The Don King Video About the Boxing is what he called the video game.
Now, Dana has 3, Brooke has 2, Adam has 1, and Eric has 0. We're going to skip to number 10 because I want to get number 10 in. You do not have an audio clue for number 10.
That scares me.
Number 10 is name the impression that Joe will do. Joe, I understand you have a piece of paper in there revealing the impression to you.
I do.
You don't know what it is, do you?
No, I didn't look.
Brooke, if you get this one, we'll have a bonus round. Otherwise, Dana is going to be the winner of the 20-gig refurbished iPod from Rapid Repair. Joe, take a look at who you're doing an impression of, and then grace us with your brilliance.
Here he goes. The next thing you hear will be the impression.
Hey, zombie! It's like I'm back there again. This is crazy. What's the word of the day? Oh, that's close.
Eric.
I don't know who was first.
I don't know. I know I heard Brooke in there.
I heard Brooke first.
Before Eric. I know that.
Brooke.
Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
Correct. This is
the original of that from like 5 years ago.
Listen to how similar it sounded to today.
Yeah. It says the same thing.
He's thinking,
hey, John. Come on.
It's been a long time.
Joe, put it together.
Hey, John.
Hey, John Beach, what's the word of the day?
All right, we've got a tie.
all right,
Adam and Eric, you guys are out.
Oh,
Yeah,
you still get the 30-day VIP memberships to freebeerandhotwings.com, where you can watch our latest video about the package we got in the mail earlier this week, or you can watch on the webcam or do anything else. Dana and Brooke. Eric, let's use number 8 as the tiebreaker.
Okay.
Name what this person was doing just before this. Brooke for the win.
Playing Rough House with his brothers.
That is incorrect.
It's been a while since we've reset this, so.
Yeah.
Oh, stop. I can't breathe. Stop.
He's laughing.
Dana?
That's Butthead Lautner. He was laughing.
That is incorrect. That's the grape lady, and right before that, she was doing grape stomping.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more. If neither of you gets this,
The hell was that?
then Hot Wings will roll a die.
Okay. Number 9?
Number 9.
All right.
Dana and Brooke, buzz in good and loud when you think you know what it is. Name whose theme song this is.
From Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing in at 232 pounds.
Calgary's a dead giveaway right there.
A member of the Hart Foundation, led to the ring by Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart.
Real stretch.
Yeah. I mean, it sounded good, but they're still not going to have any clue.
No, this is tough, man. You got to know your stuff.
His father was Stu, his brother was Owen. His first name's Brett.
Brett, the Hitman Hart. All right, well, that's it. We're at a stalemate.
All right, Dana, you had the lead most of the game, so call odd or even. Hot Wings will roll a die. If it matches what you say, then you get the iPod, and if not, Brooke gets it. Everybody okay with that?
Yep, sure.
Okay. Dana, odd or even?
Odd.
It is odd. 3.
Dana, congratulations. Brooke, thank you for playing. You get the 30-day VIP membership. Dana gets the
first. 2 women were left behind.
I think so.
No surprise, they dominated. Normally, when it's a sausage fest, we end up screaming at people. That worked out well.
And now they can go take care of their sexual frustrations that they built up during that gameplay.
30-day Scissor VIP memberships right there.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. 97.9 GRD, Grand Rapids Rock Alternative. It's the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. Snow flurries today, 30 the high. It's 29 now, downtown GR. Zane, what you going to be doing tomorrow right now?
I'll have the stereo turned up loud, leading up to 10 o'clock. Saturday, the tickets go on sale.
In the hustle and grind, working 9 to 9.
Yeah.
Losing my mind, watching Father Time.
Yeah. I can't believe that your 2 favorite artists, we talked about it yesterday, Jamie Johnson and Kid Rock, your 2 man crushes, your heroes, as you said, sort of tongue-in-cheek, are going to appear within 10 minutes of your home. Within 1 minute of where you work.
They're practically at your house.
When is that? Is that a weeknight?
It's a Tuesday night, January 25th.
That's going to hurt.
No. Well, I saw Jimmy Johnson on a weeknight just a couple weeks ago. No biggie.
Yeah, if you plan ahead.
So,
not too big of a deal.
Yeah, yesterday, we were sitting there on this show doing the talk about ticket sales, and we determined on the air that you can, in fact, buy them pre-sale if you are part of the Kid Rock congregation, which is a pay fan site through his website, through him.
Yes. Like a cult.
Well, I immediately joined and said, all right, man. And I signed up, paid my $30, and then went to go buy my tickets, and the seats I wanted, there were none available. Mm-hmm. That hurt. That kind of made me sad for about half a day. I did not like that at all.
And because you were already in, that's what's crazy, is you were already in the fan club. And when you mentioned it yesterday, people were like, oh, they're already on sale. And you're like, no, they're not.
Yeah, that effing sucked.
Swing and the miss there.
Oh, man. Listen to this.
Because you want those crazy VIP tickets, right? So you could be up close.
Yeah.
You want to be able to see the cut of his stuff.
Yep, absolutely. And the thing is, I went ahead and researched, and I'm not even for sure I'm going to be able to get. If I can't get that close, I'm not going.
You won't even go?
No way. Only way I would go is if JT had free tickets, but they wouldn't be that close. I don't know if JT's going to have that ability. The show's going to sell out. I don't think the promoter's going to be giving us free tickets to give away because I don't think they're going to have a hard time selling this show.
It should be fairly easy to sell out, I would think.
Yeah.
Listen to this song. Tell me, this song, I did not think it was him singing it when I heard it, but it's from the new album, and I didn't realize he could sing this high. It's not a fast song, obviously, but I like it. It's got, how he's doing all the country stuff all the time. Well, he does a lot of country music. Yeah. This song has a country feel to it. It's called For the First Time. I didn't think that was him when I heard it. I went, who's this guy singing the Kid Rock?
Sounds like him doing an impression.
The hook's coming up.
In 20 years, we're going to make fun of this.
Yeah, you are?
I bet everybody will be.
Really?
I don't know, man. This does not sound good to me. I don't like the other stuff.
I'm not a big fan of his singing that high. It doesn't sound like his normal voice. It sounds weird.
Steve says
for him to sing that way.
Steve says this is the same dude that once sung licking bleep underwater, shooting bubbles up your bleep.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Like you think of some of the classic rock artists that had a longer career, and he's had a long career already. Kid Rock has.
Well,
you think
anything.
of certain things
I'm not even valuing anything
from
you say right now.
Their career where you hear that and you go,
yeah.
I'm not saying that's Starship, we built this city.
No, it's not. But I don't like the high singing.
But it might be Six, Mr. Roboto.
As soon as we get out of the studio, I'm going to punch you right in the face. See if you remember that in 20 years. One right across the nose.
I'm telling you, that song sucked.
Completely.
Hot Wings, did you like that song?
No.
It took me about 3 times before I started liking it. So
I don't like his voice on that song. It's not the song itself. That's not the way he sounds to me. So hearing it like that, I don't like it.
Since you just said you didn't like it, I'll let that slide. It's the insults that pissed off the biggest fan in front of you. And somebody here who's going to remain nameless for the rest of the show is going to get his car keyed, is what's going to happen.
What did I say that was insulting? That was an impression of Styx.
You were saying it in a negative fashion.
It's not my fault. You're can't have to embrace the subtleties of these comments.
I'm clouded by rage at your distasteful statements about my hero. So you know, you're on notice.
It's like censure in Congress.
Yeah, I would watch.
Pointless.
I would watch yourself.
Be careful. Yeah, you better.
You are on notice.
Watch where you step.
Mm-hmm.
Watch where you step is all I'm saying. I am part of the KRC.
When I got up today, I said to my wife, she said, have a good Friday. I said, I will, as long as I don't get a Kid Rock ticket.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's how it's going to be. All right, fine. Go ahead. Keep digging your grave deeper.
If I apologize, will you promise not to play that song anymore?
I am not even going to talk to you. I think that's disgusting and rude.
Do you have any other toe tappers from the new album besides that one?
Okay, hold on a second. This one you might like. Okay, you know what's amazing? Just to be able to click on YouTube and just go, all right, fire. Okay, I think you like this one. You might have to turn it up. That's key.
That's going to help.
Yeah, that's good job. Good job, idiot, jerk. I'm going to go punch your face. No, it's overkill. All right. Steve writes, please be worse. Please be worse. This is called Slow My Roll. This is song 2.
There's a new day on the horizon. There's a rising in the air.
That's good. He's singing like a boy again.
Somewhere somebody's trying to tell me they care.
Now wait a minute. Time out. What are you talking about? That was just as bad as his comments.
No, it wasn't. His
you
last
can't
one
insult
I said,
something I like.
I said I didn't like the way he was singing with that high voice.
Yeah, and then you say singing like a boy again. That's a sideways derogatory
a lower
comment.
voice. Mm-hmm. His voice is lower, right? And boys' voices traditionally are lower than girls.
Plant my feet on the ground. Look at life in a new way. Look at life in a new way. Cause today's the day I'm gonna take things slow. Try to change my.
When you look at that album cover,
do you make a crack about that song? Did I hear you mocking that song?
No, I was just saying what it would sound like if he was doing it with the same high voice as the other one. I'm looking at the album cover of that. Mm-hmm. Do you ever look at that album cover and wish they had made that seat out of your face?
You're implying that Kid Rock would then, because he's seated in the back seat of the vehicle with his feet up, that he would be sitting on my face, is what you're saying there.
Yeah. That is the implication.
No, I have no desire for that. Thank you.
You'd rather be the Blue Jeans?
Man.
Do you know how we always talk about that one DJ down in Tennessee who works for a country station and looks just like his hero, Alan Jackson?
Yes, I do.
Do you think you could start doing that with Kid Rock? I mean, you've got the belt buckle already, but do you think you could start wearing wife beaters and grow a little goatee and start wearing like little derby hats and get a Cadillac?
You could be like Mini Kid.
No, I'm not participating in your ridiculous comments. He does a fun song with Zach Brown, guys.
Yeah, from the Zach Brown Band. He has a lot of guests on this album, doesn't he? Or a number of them?
Martina McBride, T.I., Bob Seger, and Sheryl Crow.
Wow.
And Zach Brown.
You know, I spent a little time out in Malibu. I spent quite a bit down in Nashville, too. Cause I like the beach and I loves to honky-tonk. But the place that I call home is where I never have to feel alone. It's the place where I was raised and I was born.
Great. Now Benner Comedy's writing insults to me.
That must hurt.
Chris writes, when did Kid Rock turn into a pussy?
Oh, God dang it. Ban him.
Jason writes, thanks for saving me money. I'm not buying this album.
Oh, well, why don't you F off, idiot? Why don't you suck one?
Nathan, does Zane tape a picture of Kid Rock to the back of his wife's head?
Oh, my God. You're animals. You're all animals.
I thought you were going to say, oh, my God. I hadn't thought of that. Oh, my God. I got to get home right now.
So, I think that's a good question, do you?
Did you just say, I think that's a good question?
I think it's only fair that you answer questions that the audience has. They like you and everything, so.
Question and answer, yeah.
Yeah, but let's back up. You said, I think that's a good question. I don't think you believe that. I think you think that's a question to make me look stupid, but in fact, a good question.
I think that is a fine and fair question.
The answer is no. I don't do that.
Ben suggested that if you played your cards right, you could be the new Josie. traveling around with him.
Yeah, that's great.
In a suitcase.
Yeah, let's make fun of a friend of his who died.
We're not making fun. We're saying that you could be the next one.
Yeah, whatever. I hate this. Man. And the thing is, I'm going to be the good soldier, because if there's a chance that we get to interview him backstage before the show, since there are no other rock stations in town.
Right. So if there's one going to happen, it's probably going to be us.
That helps.
I'm not going to bring all this up. I wouldn't want to make him feel bad that you guys did this. Terribly insulting, you two-faced jackasses.
Well, what's two-faced about it?
Yeah.
Because you're going to say something that you like the album or something when you don't.
I do like the album. I just don't like that one song.
Yeah, I like...
One song's awful.
I like several songs from the album. I don't care for the one where he sang like one of the Gibb brothers from the Bee Gees.
Do you celebrate all of his work? Or
every song.
There are songs you...
Yeah, there is not a song I don't like.
From all of his albums?
Every single album. Every single one.
Do you rock this one out equally?
Oh, yeah.
Really? You like that one?
Absolutely. I'm not as big of a fan as like that song you guys heard that you don't like. I like the newer, the better I like it. But I
think a lot of people are like that with him. Clearly, it's been very good for him to make the changes. The show is when did you say? January 25th?
January 25th. Van Andel Arena. Tickets on sale, 10 a.m. Damn it. I hope I get something good.
So if you don't get first, what? 2 rows? 10 rows?
Well, no, it depends. There's the way the stage is set up, it comes out into the audience. So
you can be on the side and still be very close.
As long as it's reserved main floor. If it's general main floor, there's no way. And if it's reserved main floor, it can't be too far back.
What if it's like first row of like lower bowl area? Because you can. I mean, those are pretty good seats.
I can try to get that. But since I'll be fighting for all the reserve seats initially, all of those will be gotten by the time I decide for Plan B.
You can almost only shoot for one area. You're right, because by the time you go.
Well, you got a kid that's computer savvy. Have him on the job. On another computer.
He might be. I might be the only one home. There's probably not going to be. I'm literally. My son has a hockey game. So I am going to be missing the hockey game in order to get these tickets.
New job for Kendall. Instead of building something, it's acquiring something.
I don't want to trust anybody with something as important as this, because if somebody gets it wrong, I'm going to hate them.
We'll have him on the slightly more poverty seats, and you work on your main super VIP presidential seats.
That's not a bad idea.
I mean, I'm just trying to help you out.
All right. I'll take it.
I do hope you get them.
I do too.
You guys, I know, but you're still making fun of that one song, and I got a real problem with that. You got to like everything I like.
No, that song is terrible.
No, it was an excellent song.
The song would be, it's not the song, it's his singing.
If there are 13 songs on the album, he should have put 12.
You cannot say anything bad about any Kid Rock song ever within my presence. That is a stone cold rule.
Well, that's going to be hard because he has had some stinkers along the way.
No, that's not true. And we're going to fight if you keep it up. You can say bad things about my children and wife before you can say anything bad about Kid Rock. Oh, mega hit.
Mega hit, but
awesome. Jesus Christ. That's ridiculous. What a terrible thing to say.
Different girl every night at the hotel.
There's this auto-tune one.
Oh, only God knows why.
I kind of like that one, though.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I can't wait!
That's a good song. They should have used less auto-tune, though.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't need to rely on crappy gimmicks like auto-tune.
Can't wait, man. Yes! And then Jamie Johnson, of all people, prior to that, I'm going to wear a diaper.
A diaper and a rubber.
Oh, yeah.
And
my belt buckle.
Your belt buckle.
This is unbelievable.
If we interview him backstage, you would have the belt buckle on, right?
Absolutely.
Would you point it out to him? Hey,
I'll
dude,
let you.
Look,
I'll let you say, dude, check it, man.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Because last time we interviewed him, it was like the four of us knew each other. Now, obviously, we don't know him, and I doubt he even remembers meeting us, frankly, because he meets lots of people. But it was really laid back. But your fandom was really starting at that time. Do you think this time that you would be giddy and gush?
No, but I'd say, look, you need to know, this is a huge deal, and it's going to take all my strength from sounding like stalker fan, so I'm going to try to keep the car on the road. Mm-hmm. You're the man! And then he's going to get up and leave.
Because you don't want to be...
No, I don't even want to say that.
You don't want to be a weirdo.
I'm just going to sit there. I'm not going to say anything.
Can you imagine how long you would kick your own ass if you said something like really... I don't even have an example of what it would be, but later you were kicking yourself for how stupid something sounded? Like, oh, man, you smell great. What are you wearing? Oh, God, I wish I hadn't said that. You're right here.
I can see your nipples. Oh.
Hey, I can see your nipples. Do you want to see mine? I've been working out for you, with you, about you. Oh,
to you, about you, to you. Damn it,
God! Hell, I'd be mortified. I'd be like, oh God, this is uncomfortable. I'm gonna go check out these wingdings.
My wife's even worse. She's even worse.
Really? She's giddy?
Oh, yeah, but it's better because she's a girl.
I know it. Yeah. I know it, dude.
Instead of us doing the interview, we should have Zane and his wife do the backstage interview.
Oh, my God.
Okay, it'd be
seriously.
Okay, Bobby. Because that's what friends call you.
Right.
He introduced himself as Bobby.
Yeah, he says, hi, Bobby. Hey, how's it going, man? Bobby, do you know how many of your songs we've made hardcore love to? This one's great for choke sex.
You're not going to want to look in the email box to see this poster someone made for you, Zane. You will definitely not want to look at the photo of Kid Rock with an American flag with a hole cut out of it.
Nobody wants to see that.
Underneath him, the word talent, and then a smaller subtitle, which is hard to read from the distance I'm sitting.
I don't know what. What's he saying? Okay. Talent, just fake it. See, he'd find that funny because
I think he would.
Sense of humor.
I actually think he's quite talented.
Yeah.
I just don't like that one song.
That's a great song.
This is Rich. Hi, Rich.
What's going on, guys?
Not much.
Hey, one time, right after Devil's Out of Cars came out and it started to really get big, he was at the intersection in Grand Rapids, and actually Stained was opening up for him. Mm-hmm. I don't know if Zane was at that show or not.
No, I wasn't even into him then.
Yeah, Josie was still around and everything, so it was really cool. But, Kid Rock, he did a lot of time in the small clubs in Detroit, the upper clubs and stuff before he kind of got big.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, somebody threw a pitcher of beer towards the stage, didn't even hit him after 4 songs, and the dude walked off the stage and never came back out.
Wow.
So we're all out back kicking his butts, calling him Britney Spears, and a dude took off his Kid Rock hat and shirt that he just bought, and he pooped out right in the parking lot with everybody looking out at him.
Do you is this your goal to make up fairy tales and fables on the radio?
This is the total truth.
No, it's not.
Every 100% of that.
No, it's not. I'm not going to. You know what? I'm not going to allow you on this radio show to perpetuate a myth, a falsehood. None of that is true.
I got to say, if I got hit by booze, I don't know if that's true or not, but if I got hit by booze, I was playing a show, I'd walk.
Yeah.
Now, he said it didn't hit him. I don't know if it did or not.
It wouldn't matter. Somebody throws a whole pitcher.
I have proof that he wouldn't care, because at the DTE show this past summer, he left the stage, and before you know it, he's on the hill singing, and somebody chucked a beer at him. He busted out the song, comes back on the stage, he goes, whoever threw that beer at me, I'm going to get you, or something like that. And he goes, it better have been a badass beer, because he's a local brewer or whatever. He owns a local brewery.
Yeah. Plus, you threw a handful of something at him, didn't you?
I threw my hair.
Your hair.
With a liquid supplement, so it would fly better.
Like Silence of the Lambs.
A little more congealed.
Eat this, Clarice. Oh!
Damn it. It's so ridiculous.
I got something to toss your way.
Unbelievable.
Kid.
Shut up. Shut the hell up.
Hey, kid. Can I get you some juice? A juice.
Oh. God. Go ahead, though. I don't care. I don't care if you make fun of me.
Would you let him peg you? A listener emailed that, wanted to know.
Wearing the belt buckle?
No.
You wouldn't.
I thought about it, but no.
Incredible, thoughtful response.
No, I don't want him physically.
I hope you
just think he's a cat's ass. It's awesome.
What if he said, like indecent proposal. I would like your wife. And she was into it. And you were the one who got to decide.
No.
And it was for $1 million.
No.
Yeah, you got to give him $1 million.
No.
To watch.
No. Stop adding little wrinkles and layers to the proposal. I still say no.
What a ridiculous scenario. JT is in next.
Oh, my God.
In all seriousness, I hope you get tickets, because if I liked something that much, I would want you to want me to get tickets.
All right.
I hope you get tickets.
All right.
You hope he gets tickets, don't you?
Absolutely.
Heck yeah.
The closer to his package that your tickets are, the better. So we can ask you all about it the next day.
I feel terrible right now. I have this terrible feeling of dread that it's not going to work out. Oh, my God. I hope that anybody who wants good seats has lost their job in the last month so that they cannot afford to buy them. Or I hope for a traffic fatality from anyone who's a big enough fan that would want close enough seats so that they do not have the opportunity to buy them tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Or their computer.
Or at least something to hospitalize them. Yeah.
Anything so they do not have the opportunity to buy tickets tomorrow.
A rolling internet outage.
Oh.
JT's in next. It's 97.9 GRD.